It's on this Shorty New Year, Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because Shorty Camp Leader is a fucking delight. It's on this Shorty New Year, Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and scream. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this Shorty New Year, Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Let your caps be free, it's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. It's a lit Shorty New Year, a Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp Leader is a fucking delight. It's on this Shorty New Year, Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here.
Hey, shorties, good to see you. Batman, love the intro. Well, thank you, Batman. Good to see you. I've got to write a new song because it's kind of not New Year now, is it? I mean, it's like the forever of January, but it's not New Year anymore. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Holly's here. Poppy's here. Standard. Who else is here? Nick Francis. I know you're referring to Gallagher, but no one's being useless here. We are all professionals, Nick. Good to see you. Hey, what the fuck? Good to see you, girl. Did I say hi, Prince Lover? Hi, Holly. I already said hi. Amber's here. Yes. Buster. Buster's here. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We cover worldwide, right, Nick? Hopefully Luna will be here from Sweden. So exciting. Hello, Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. Aqua E, hi, good to see you. Oh my God, the earworms of it all the music in my head all the time. Hi, Poppy. Music in my head and Poppy panting 24/7. Hi, Pokemomo. Shelly, good to see you. Taryn, made it. Uploading groceries, unloading groceries. Don't upload any groceries. We got enough stuff here. Upload a vape though if you go on. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Matilda. Hi, gorgeous. Lovely. Ow, Poppy. Steph, girl. Funny girl. Oh. Ow, Poppy. Enough now. Kevin was distracting me in Discord. Sorry. That's okay. All we do is Discord. It's like we Discord, we stream, and we sleep occasionally. Ava's mom, look at you. Look at the time. Ava's mom. I'm proud of you. This is a whole theme. I think I was late and you're on time. I know I was late. Only a minute though. That's pretty good. And I didn't change the time other than setting it back by an hour. I'm a realist. I don't choose to fight time. I just reschedule. Don't forget to change from top chat to all on mobile. Yes, don't want to miss anybody. Hi, Joey. Good to see you. Hiya, shorties. Poppy, it's too much, you guys. Cute dogs. Okay. Yes. Okay, bye. I'll give you some more pets in a minute. God damn it. Welcome to Professional Central. We're here. We live here. Who's this? Laurie, hi. Kevin? Sir, you talking shit about me? Hey, hey. And what else have we got? Joey's got his wallet out apparently. And thank you, Joseph, as always, for being such a good supporter of the channel. Good. Fantastic.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
I always forget to take the comment off the screen first. Duh. There it is. Poppy. Gosh. She's licking me. It's disgusting, but it's love, so I have to accept it. Yeah, I love you very much. Makes me do my silly dog voice. Stream Elements is here. Excellent. Sir, I hope you've got your dad jokes ready. Poppy, I don't like it. We're here for a while, so we might need some dog jokes. I think Gallagher's testimony goes for about 3 hours, but there's probably well, I think I did proper calculating, but you know me. Maybe there's a lunch in there. Oh, look. Who else? Tracy got a membership. Ipsy Dixit. Dixit. Kelly. Christina. Discord is Bay. Daisy's here. Yay! Getting your Shorty fix. Discordian chaos. There's zero chaos in our Discord. It's everybody stays on topic, just like in chat. My lights are weird. I mean, I've got the start of a migraine today, so that's cute. I love that for us. These lights should really feel great after 3 hours. Yes, I'm giving you all the accolades. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. Who else? How far behind am I in chat? Like forever behind. Chloe Bites. Hi, Cynthia Rose. Poppy just wants love. She's like me. She loves love. She loves love. Okay, I'll give you the pats and then can you go and sit down? I'll give you some more pats in a minute. They're like, no, I think when you stream, this is what you want to do. Okay, guys. Thanks. Love you. I don't want to miss anybody. Gambies is here. Amazing. Hey, girl. Good to see you. Oh, my God, Buster. Are we to the end yet? Are we there yet? No. Okay. Everyone with a dog has a silly dog voice. Sir, how dare you? That's assault. Very silly voice. It's better than my real voice, though, right? Oh my God, I got the end of the chat. Woo! I am. If you're in last night's stream, the first one, the going no contact with narcissists and assholes, I've added in the links to the videos we watched and the ones we didn't watch. So there's that if you want to go and watch those things. Yes. So shall we get going? What are we doing? We are free Karen reading because, you know, injustice and framing isn't what we love. And we want to go back to day 5 of the Karen Reid trial version 1. Sidebar, it's not long now really till V2 hits us in the face. I want to say it's awful for Karen and her family. But like, let's be honest, one's in the chat if you're looking forward to seeing what Hank Brennan and the Commonwealth have in store for us. Do you think it's going to be 10 weeks? Day 5. That's it. And Justice for All. Yes, best album ever. To the Lalliport and beyond. Jim Clerk Clown, put your dick away, sir. Not you, the other Jim. Shall we tell him that instead of you that? Ones, okay. Like, let's be honest. It's fucking captivating viewing. It's like a train wreck, right? Taryn's in the house. Yes. 69 Taryn. That's it. Put your dick away. Hey Bob, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, sir. Always love a compliment. Thank you. Prince Lover's going to say thumbs up. Don't be a creep. Okay. So make sure you hit the like. Let's get going because we're here for a while. Oh, not for a while. We love this shit. There's only one live tonight here. Like, there's plenty on YouTube. So let's fucking go. Game on, moles. That's an Australian thing. What do I do? Present screen. Hey, that's pretty good for me. Under 10 minutes, and we're going straight to what we're doing. This is like I'm on a roll, professional. Just wait till I mute myself. Hope you're having a great night so far, everybody. It's only early where you are. It's even earlier here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you spending your Saturday evening with us. Shorties, Camp Shorty, y'all. Sorry, trigger warning, Bev. Wait for it. Let's see if I've actually got it queued up. No, yes, look at me. I had actually X'd out of this, but I knew it was day 5, so boom.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Mindful to step up.
Morning.
Morning.
You solemnly swear the evidence you give the court and during the case now and hearing to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
So we have to. We got Lally.
All right,
obviously.
Mr. Lally, whenever you're ready.
Oh God. Thoughts and prayers.
Good
Chat.
morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name?
Yes, my name is Paul Gallagher. Last name Gallagher.
And
Can I just say sidebar? Fuck, his long name was hard to fit on my thumbnail. Sir, do better. The photo that I had, he was in the middle of the screen. It was a whole thing. Canvas changed some of their fonts. I haven't got my normal fonts. Just the first world problems of it all, the YouTubiness of it all.
how are you employed, sir?
I'm a lieutenant with the Canton Police Department.
Poppy, yes,
And
hi.
how long in total have you been a member of the Canton Police Department?
Total of
Another
32
one.
years, 2 years
There it
as
is.
a permanent
Yep.
intermittent officer, 30 years full-time.
And you indicated that you are a lieutenant, is that correct?
That is correct.
And how long have you held the rank of lieutenant?
I was promoted to lieutenant August 1st of 2021.
What did you do with Canton Police prior to becoming lieutenant?
I was the detective sergeant from 2018 until I was promoted in 2021.
Oh, this fucking schmuck. Who is responsible for Bev's haircut? Bob, I'm not sure. But we have established that it's almost certain that she washes her hair with dog shampoo. And I think it was Jim Cox who suggested that she brushes her hair with a balloon, or maybe it was Drew P. Gampino, not sure. But Bev's hair is always up for debate and discussion. We've had a poll on it.
And what is it, just starting with that, what is it that a detective sergeant does?
So when a patrolman takes an initial report,
Okay,
anything
please,
that
I'm trying
needs
to be professional,
follow-up,
for
the
goodness
detective
sake.
sergeant makes sure it's assigned to
For
a
goodness
detective,
sake.
usually the next
I
detective
can't,
working,
Bobby. Come on this side.
and make sure that
Come on
all
this
the
side.
steps are
Damn.
taken to
Oh, then Buster gets this.
manage the cases
It's
and bring
madness.
it to fruition, if possible.
And what is it, sort of, what are your
Guys,
general duties and responsibilities as a lieutenant with Canton?
I'm just going to get them a treat. Hang on.
Currently, I am in charge of internal affairs,
Buster.
background
What's up,
checks,
man?
patrol, and I oversee detectives.
You say currently, what was it prior?
I was promoted in 2021. At that time, Lieutenant Gallagher was the lieutenant in charge of detectives. We have since had a change of police and our assignments have changed.
Now, were you working with Canton Police on the morning of January 29th, 2022?
I was.
And at some point, did you receive a phone call?
I did.
And about what time was that and who called?
That was shortly after 6 a.m. It was Sergeant Sean Good.
And he's a member of your department as well.
He's the 12 to 8 supervisor, which our shifts actually run 11:45 p.m. to 7:45 a.m., but we call it the 12 to 8 shift.
And what, if anything, was indicated to you in this call from Sergeant?
Sergeant Good told me he was responding to a scene where a body was found unconscious, possibly not breathing in the snow. He stated his name was John O'Keefe. He was a Boston police officer who resided on Meadows Ave. He further told me that he had gotten a call earlier about John O'Keefe not returning home that night. His friends had called the hospitals, then they called the police, then they went out and looked for him, and they found him unconscious and not breathing in the snow.
Bob, if I got bangs, would you say the same thing? Because I'm about the same age as Bev. How old's Bev? Does anyone know? He's actually a Muppet. This guy is a hack's hack. Does anyone know how old Bev is? Have we had this discussion? Is she the same age as Jackson? Clip on fringe. Yeah, girl, you know it. Fuck yeah, I'll go and get it. You'll be sorry. I'll fidget with it for the next 3 hours. Keep going. Okay, we can do this. Focus.
And based on that information, what, if anything, did you,
I told him I would respond.
where were
Going
you initially
faster.
responding?
I was initially responding to Meadows Ave. I misinterpreted when he said he was a Boston police officer on Meadows Ave. I thought they discovered him on Meadows Ave.
What an idiot.
Subsequently, did you
Fuck
learn
off.
a different location and respond to that location?
I did.
What was that location that you subsequently determined was where you were?
When I called the dispatch to
Same,
find out
Bob.
the exact address, I was told it was 32 Fairview Road.
And that was
Thank
from
you,
the
Holly.
dispatch, is that correct?
That's correct. It
Okay,
was
so she's
Officer
8 years
Dever who
older than
answered
me.
the phone.
I got 8 years to get banged
Officer Kelly
before
Dever, is
it's
that correct?
That's correct.
out.
Now, did you go straight from home to the scene, or did you go stop somewhere else prior to?
I stopped at Canton Police Department prior to that.
And what was the purpose of stopping at Canton Police Department prior to going to Fairview?
I was picking up some winter gear, and I advised Sergeant Good via the radio that all midnight personnel was to be held till further notice.
And you say winter gear, as far as you're responding to a scene, what, if any, other sort of equipment did you
Hi, Sinead. Good to see
procure when you went to
you.
Canton Police?
It was clothing. I needed a winter jacket, hat, things of that nature. I was responding in my personal vehicle.
And if you know about what
Had to get my my leaf blower. No, he didn't have that. It was Lanka. Wait, her blonde hair is too brassy. Yes, it's too much like straw. Sinead's first live with us. Amazing. Welcome. On that note, wait, before I keep going, I forgot a few things. Fancy that. A replay crew, thank you for watching on replay. Try and make it live next time. But if you would like to watch the live chat replay and you're on your phone or a mobile device, it is possible. All you need to do is swipe left on the comments tab, and it will give you the option to watch live chat replay instead. There it is. So easy peasy. I do try to put mostly all of the comments up on screen, and we pause to talk about the pertinent things, the questions, the theories, and the funny shit, right? That. Is there anything else I was going to say? No. Oh, yes, wait. All caps. Sinead, if you want to use all caps here, and that goes for anybody, you are more than welcome to. Doesn't distract me, doesn't piss me off. I don't think you're yelling. In fact, I thoroughly support all caps. All caps. Let them be free. Just make sure that when you get, when you leave Camp Shorty, you unlock your caps lock, because you'll be pissing people off, mods and creators left, right, and center. But this is the place. This is the place. Let them be free.
time was it that you arrived on Fairview Road that morning?
I arrived shortly after 7 a.m.
And when you arrived, what, if anything, was it that you observed upon your arrival?
There were some vehicles pulling away, but parked by where the scene was were 3 Canton police vehicles and 1 black Toyota pickup truck that is assigned to our detectives.
And who
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah,
3
get the money.
units were occupied by Officer Mullaney, Officer Saraf, Sergeant
Thank you,
Good,
Joseph.
and the Toyota pickup was driven there
look!
by Detective Sergeant Lank.
Stop.
And as far as
We'll focus in a minute, but it's just Lally and this dickhead. Wow. Chat, maybe YouTube has heard our pleas for people in the chat to actually get the memberships. And Sinead, welcome. You've unlocked, or Joseph, for you, with his flicking out the 5s at the strip club, has unlocked for you the cool members only emotes. Now, if YouTube could just change things to pink instead of green for members only fonts, very happy. Yes, Sinead, welcome. That's pretty cool. You'll have to come back now.
by the time you arrived, Mr. O'Keefe is no longer on scene. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what, if any, vehicles or apparatus or any personnel from the fire department were on scene by the time that you arrived?
None.
Now, when you first arrived, who, if anyone, did you first sort of speak with on scene?
I first encountered Sergeant Good.
And you had a conversation with him. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Hi,
And who, if
hi,
anyone else,
Britt.
was on
Good to see you.
Sergeant
Love you.
Detective Sergeant Lank joined us as well.
And following these initial conversations with Sergeant Detective Sergeant Blank, what did you do with that?
Once they updated me on the case, we decided that we had to process where Mr. O'Keefe was found. It was snowing heavily. Sometimes the wind was blowing north. Sometimes it was south. It was changing
Hiya,
directions.
holiday.
And we discussed how to process where Mr. O'Keefe was found because at the time we had no idea how he came to be where he was.
And with respect to that, first, as far as where Mr. O'Keefe was, who,
Hi,
if anyone,
Sydney.
directed you to where Mr. O'Keefe had been prior to your arrival?
When I arrived and I spoke with Sergeant Good
Hi,
and
Jenny.
Detective Sergeant Lank, they updated me on the case. They had told me that Mr. O'Keefe was transported to the hospital, that they were
64,
doing
Lisa.
CPR on him at that time. They told me that he was bleeding.
All right, where's my faux doxers out there, my friends who go and let's fact check this, because we've got 58 and we've got 64 for Bev. I mean, she looks 69, although she'd look happier if she was 69, right? But also, first Lisa in the chat, how many can we get? We got me and Lisa, this Lisa. I reckon we'll have at least 5 in the chat before too long. Best name ever. All the best people are called Lisa.
From the mouth and nose, and that he may have had swelling above one of his eyes. They told me that they transported his girlfriend as well, and they told me the circumstances surrounding that incident. They told me that at some point after the phone call to the police station, friends, the woman's name was Kerry Roberts, picked up Miss McCabe and John O'Keefe's girlfriend, Karen Reed, and they drove around and they discovered Mr. O'Keefe on the left side of the property. I would call it the east side of the property, unconscious and not breathing in the snow.
Now,
Dead,
this
basically.
area that Sergeant Good directed you to, where he indicated Mr. O'Keefe was, you mentioned that there was snowing heavily at this time. Is that correct?
It is correct, yes.
And about how much snow was on the ground in this area at the time that you initially went over there?
I would say at least 4 inches of snow.
Now, with reference
4 inches, huh?
to, as far as you mentioned, sort of processing, what, if anything, did you and the other officers do with regard to that?
Hi, Forever Zennial.
So it was a unique scene because of the weather. Sergeant Lank had notified Norfolk County CPAC. He had advised them that
Sustained.
The first of
I'm sorry,
many.
can you
Shut up,
rephrase the question,
Lally.
please?
Sit the fuck down,
so-
Lally.
Sergeant Lank had reached out to Norfolk County CPAC, correct?
That's correct.
And what is CPAC?
It's the State Police Investigative Unit of the District Attorney's Office, Crime Prevention and Control.
And with any, as far as that notification is concerned, what is sort of a protocol? when you
Especially
have,
these ones, Steph.
An unintended death.
So when we have an unintended death, the Norfolk County CPAC unit responds and takes jurisdiction. In this particular case, Mr. O'Keefe was still alive. So they declined to respond at that time.
It may be a term that's pretty well understood, but when you say unattended death, what do you mean by that?
An unexplained
Oh, Lally, shut up. Frank Facts, hi. Why do I get the feeling he's lied on the stand before? I don't know. Is it the looking at the jury when he's delivering his info? We'll see. Poppy, come on now. I think these motherfuckers lie all the time. It's just, if they're talking, they're lying, right?
death, a person who was alone at the time
I
of
love
their death.
And so at this point, no one from state police had responded or was responding to the scene of that.
You're a
That
good
is correct.
dog. Go sit down.
So what, if anything, did you and the other officers do with regard to the scene where Mr.
Okay.
O'Keefe had been located and stuff?
So we decided on how we were going to process the area. Our concern was there were some light pink spots in the snow, and we thought it may be blood. So we were discussing how
Thanks,
to get
sunshine.
to that, uncover the blood safely. We decided we were going to process the scene with a leaf blower. I figured we could direct the snow off
I'm
the
sorry,
area
excuse me.
in a controlled fashion.
A controlled fashion with a leaf blower. Wait, iconic. Jesus fuck.
Decided on how we were going to process the area. Our concern was there were some light pink spots in the snow, and we thought it may be blood. So we were discussing how to get to that, uncover the blood safely. We decided we were going to process the scene with a leaf blower. I figured we could direct the snow off the area in a controlled fashion. At that time, Sergeant Good volunteered to go get a snow blower. But what I told him in the meantime, I wanted to photograph the area. I wanted all the cruisers away from the house. There was one cruiser, I believe, occupied Officer Sarif directly in front of where Mr. O'Keefe was. I wanted him backed up. And there was crime scene tape set up, and it was blowing wildly in the wind. It was serving no purpose at that time. There were no civilians or witnesses about. And I knew we had 2 officers who could protect the scene while we processed it. So Sergeant Good, before he left to get the leaf blower, he directed the officers to move their cruisers. I told Sergeant Lank the most important thing he could do at this time would...
The objection sustained. Move on to your next
His
question, Mr. Lally.
face. Wait, look at his face. This idiot. This fucking guy.
move their cruisers. I told Sergeant Lank the most important thing he could do at this time would...
Rejecting to me? What?
The objection sustained. Move on to your next question, Mr.
Good
Lally.
work, Bev.
Now, you mentioned that there was some crime scene tape that was set up around. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And how was that accomplished?
Sergeant Good and Mike, Detective Sergeant Lank put out the crime scene tape.
Do you know what, if anything, they were able to use to attach it to in order to set it up around where Mr. O'Keefe had been found?
I believe they used a fire hydrant, a tree, a flagpole, and I'm not sure what else. I don't recall.
No, nothing to
specifically what was
measure.
attached
No
to it.
measurements. Shush,
And
pish posh
with
measurements.
regard, you mentioned there were photographs that were taken prior to the implementation of a leaf blower. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Hi,
And
Dov.
if I can just ask a little bit about that. As far as the leaf blower was concerned, why was that a decision as far as that being an implement to use this particular scene?
It was a unique scene. There was snow. I
Hi,
had never
Sunday
processed
drinker.
a scene in the snow.
Same.
I had seen a leaf blower used in the snow, and it's quite effective at being controlled. So that's why it was readily accessible. The scene was debilitating as we were on scene with the weather.
Ooh, noodles, mama. That sounds cold. Here in Melbourne, Australia, we have some very hot weather yesterday, today, and through the week. Super hot, 95 Fahrenheit ish. So look at us in the extremes in different sides of the planet, on different sides of the planet. Stay warm, stay cozy, and thank you for being here.
Snow was piling up, and I thought that was the best method at that time.
And prior to the arrival of Sergeant Good back to the scene with the leaf blower, what, if anything else, was done to sort of document the scene at that time?
In addition to photographs, what we did was I wasn't sure how the roadway ended. I wasn't sure if there was a sidewalk, a curb, a berm, or whether it was just grass. Excuse me. So Sergeant Lank and I dug out what I believe is called a 6-inch Cape Cod asphalt berm, exposed
6
it. so
inches
we could
better
get a
than 4
perspective
inches.
of
Let's
how
just
far
say
Mr.
that.
O'Keefe might have been off the roadway.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Same, Gracie. My poor fan and my poor little air conditioning unit. Zach's here, chat. Zach's here. That was a very restrained entrance, Zach.
You're an idiot, Zach.
Good to see you, mate.
Direct your attention what's currently marked as exhibit 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21.
What are you counting, Lally? Jesus fuck.
Please review yourself and look up on your screen.
Okay.
Hi, Candy. Good to see you. If you've got a membership, make sure you check out the cool members only emotes. Vape break. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you. Everybody loves
Your Honor,
Cox, but Jim Cox isn't here yet.
may we
I don't
approach the
think.
Sure.
Oh, sidebar. Sidebar. If you want to, you can drop a sidebar emote in the chat. Nick, if you're in the blistering cold, do not under any circumstances wait for Eminem's autograph. He'll just say no. I don't get that. Is that funny or is it like a yikes? I would wait for anything from Eminem, to be honest. In the blistering cold or the sweltering heat. Just think they were 5 minutes away from the police station with all the useful tools and some not so useful. Solo Dove, right? It was like literally not even 5 minutes. Oh, they're back. No, they're almost back. You are unmuted.
You are unmuted.
Mr. Lally, hold on for a second.
You know what? I'll see counsel again at sidebar on this.
Oh
issue.
my God.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
What else is there? God, I moved everything around.
Well.
There are no photos, says Anne. Tell the truth. Funny, no reports, right? I'm laughing thinking of Aussie video of Lally turning pages. I haven't seen that one. It's a lyric FFS. Well, obviously I haven't spent enough time with Eminem, have I?
Jurors, I had told you before how important it is that our record is clear, and that's why I'm sort of making this take longer than it would otherwise. So.
Shut up, Bev. Yes, Sinead. Here at Camp Shorty, we even say cunt. Stan.
Mr. Lally, can you simply hand her a note telling her what numbers?
I know,
Yes, Your Honor, just
Stan.
writing
I obviously don't know the
notes.
lyrics
Thank you
very
very
well.
much.
God damn it. I'm such a professional. Don't tell me we've got another sidebar. Sidebar.
So I would ask that the next 13 exhibits be marked. The next 13 photographs in the book be marked. The next 13 exhibits.
Madam
Okay.
Court Reporter's like, fuck Lally. What else do I have to do here? Yes.
Thank you.
Why would you fix typos, Steph? Typos, we live for typos. I think we need a typo emote, to be honest. Where's my little notebook? Because typos are rife around here, aren't they? So rife. What's Lally going on about? God damn it. Guys, let's streamline this process a little bit, for goodness sake.
Well. Bring my boy Billy Tibbet.
Jim, put your dick away. Put your dick away, Jim.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
I am a typo. That's your K fan here? Wait, I put you up on screen. I didn't say hi. Rude. I'm rude. Hi, girl. Good to see you. I am one big typo. Yeah. Typo emote for the win. It's going on the list, chat. It's a long list. We have more ideas for typos, more ideas for emotes than we do the ability to add more in. I'll start a new one because this is messy. Kevin. Strike that. Strike that. Well, what did I say? What did I say that was funny? I say lots of funny shit. Lol is another one. I think I say lol, but everyone thinks I say lol. So, okay. Oh my God, Bev, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God, now we're fully gone. Well, fuck. Roller coaster. Yes, pretty cool. Boobs, right? No, I'll be playing all the sound bites. You can all suck my dick.
All right, you can publish them, Mr. Lally.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
Did I? No, Pepper. Goodness me. Was that a fart? I didn't fart. I don't fart. I'm a lady. Goodness gracious. How dare you, Pepper? It wasn't me. Maybe it was Jim. He was putting his dick away and he farted while he was doing it. Wait, I didn't hear a fart.
I know.
Thank you.
No, it was the sound bite. It was this. It was this. No fart. God damn it, I'm a professional.
If you're going to mark that this way.
Chat, how dare you? No, I burped.
I don't believe that's the first
God damn it.
If you could locate that.
Sure.
You guys are wild. You guys are wild. Here's what I'm going to say
I
to
believe
that.
that's Exhibit 30.
If you could just describe what event are you looking at?
So that is in front of 34 Fairview Road in Canton. It's looking westerly or the direction towards Chapman Street, and it's documenting the conditions
I'm
of
not
time.
mad. I'm just
Yeah,
disappointed.
Approach the witness, John.
Yes.
Lieutenant, at any points you've asked or any.
Steph.
Yes.
Thank you, Joey.
And Ms. Gilman, if I could have the next photograph, please.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
That is simply documenting that the number 34 is on the mailbox. That is 34 Fairview Road.
Do you have a number on that in front of you?
Yes, I do. It's Exhibit 22.
Thank you.
There are two of these, I believe. Or some more. I just want to make sure I have the correct one.
Taryn, we need a fart button apparently so everybody can say, add it to the list of the slander that goes on about me on the internet. Fine, I farted hard. Clip it. Someone will clip that. Fuck my life.
It is. It's the mailbox with the number 34 on it, and it shows two vehicles in the driveway of 34 Fairview Road.
And Ms. Gilman, the next photograph.
Exactly. I am a professional. I wouldn't fart. I would mute first if I was going to fart. God, chat.
Okay, which exhibit we're looking at on this one?
That's exhibit 28. It's a different angle of the driveway showing the third car in the driveway. I wanted to document what was in the driveway at that time.
Thank you. Next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
I mute when I cough as if I wouldn't mute when I fart. I don't fart. God. I mean, everyone farts, but I
Exhibit
don't
29.
fart when I'm live.
And basically, it
This is
documents the same thing.
outrageous.
The entirety of the house from a, I guess it would be a westerly view, and the 3 cars that were in the driveway at the
Hi,
time I
Lois.
arrived.
And the next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
So,
I believe that's exhibit 31. And it's a close-up of where Mr. O'Keefe was found. And you can see the very light
we
pink
have a
spotting
justice for John
that we thought maybe
O'Keefe
blood. And there was an object
emote in the
center
chat.
as well,
It's up close to the
which we
start
didn't
of
know
the
what it was at
emote.
that time.
When did you learn what that object was?
Yes,
What did you learn?
it was a broken clear cocktail glass.
Everybody has
And the
gas,
pink
Bob.
spot was
Better out than in.
frozen or coagulated blood.
Wait, I'm going to give John
next
respect.
photograph, Ms.
Sorry. Officer John O'Keefe, I just talked over the top of that, and that's not cool. Hang on.
Blood, and there was an object. And it's a close-up of where Mr. O'Keefe was found. And you can see the very light pink spotting that we thought maybe blood. And there was an object in the center as well, which we didn't know what it was at that time.
Subsequent, did you learn what that object was?
Yes,
What did you learn?
it was a broken clear cocktail glass. And the pink spot was frozen or coagulated blood.
And the next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
Hi, Melissa.
That's exhibit 23. And it's basically showing that the scene was trampled by rescue workers, witnesses, et cetera, but you can still see, the pink spotting in the area where Mr. O'Keefe was.
So Moon Goddess too. Hi, gorgeous. Good to
Um,
see you.
You indicated that the scene was trampled or walked over by first responders, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
The footprints that you observed, what footprints did you, so what areas around where Mr. O'Keefe's, where it was indicated to you that Mr. O'Keefe's body was, where those footprints located?
They were located between the street and where Mr. O'Keefe was found.
And as far as between where Mr. O'Keefe was found and the house of residence at 34 Fairview, what, if any, footprints did you observe in that area?
I didn't observe any footprints at that time.
Where were the
Gentlemen, if I could ask
footprints?
for the next photograph, please.
Why weren't there footprints?
That is exhibit 24. And it's showing a westerly shot of
All I
the
can
scene.
say is it wasn't me,
so
okay?
it's found in
I
this
did
area
not
here.
fart.
And it depicts the wind blowing in that direction at the time.
You all.
Probably self-evident if it depicts the wind blowing in that direction based on what?
The other flag flying.
The next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
Nick, don't be sad. Most of my jokes fall flat. It's the story of my life. Anyway, that's it. I was going to try and say something funny, but there's nothing left to say.
That is exhibit 20. That is the I believe it's called a 6-inch Cape Cod asphalt berm that separated the roadway from the property of 34 Fairview.
Hi,
And
Drew.
this
Good
is the
to
long
see you.
look to where Mr. O'Keefe was discovered.
The next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
We've all got our hands full at the moment, Gracie. It's,
Again, that's
it's
a
it's
close-up
a lot
of
at the moment.
one of the exhibits we saw earlier. Again, you can see the spotting and the glass here. This is, I believe this is exhibit 26.
So, next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
This is exhibit 27,
Hi, Gene.
and it's what we believed was frozen or coagulated blood spotting.
Next photograph, Ms. Gilman.
Wait. I'll get obviously because you got chats. There's a delay between what I'm seeing and what chat says. But Kimberly says that pic. So it was one of the previous ones. I think it was the 6-inch berm. That pic is also where the shoe was found later. Weird that it's not there in the morning. Maybe Really weird, right? So fucking sketchy, man. Yeah. This is as much as it's fun to have fun in chat, these are pictures of where Officer John O'Keefe's body was, right? So
And that's a different view, close up of the scene, and that's Exhibit 32.
And the next photograph is.
hi Karen, good to see you from the UK, international.
That's when we first uncovered the berm, the
Berm.
6-inch berm,
Berm.
and
I
it's
want to
just
say
a
6-inch and
smaller
berm a lot.
picture close up of that berm. It's Exhibit 25.
Reference to the sort of uncovering of the berm as you described it, what, if anything, did you use to uncover the berm?
I believe we just used our foot to uncover that.
And what I believe is the last photograph.
This is the location from the berm to where Mr. O'Keefe was found. It's just a long view, and it's Exhibit 21.
Okay. I need to know what is a 6-inch berm? What's a berm? Is he saying berm or burn? Sick burn. Can someone help me out? What's a berm? It's obviously a Massachusetts or a US or a snow thing. Please educate me, chat. He said it so many times. Berm.
Yes. Yes. Tori.
Excuse me. Yes, Sinead. We're a whole. It's a whole thing.
Now,
Welcome
as
in.
far as
Hi, criminology. Good
cruisers
to
with
see
Canton
you.
Police Department, what, if any, sort of recording equipment are they equipped with?
They're with dash cameras, watch guard cameras.
Thank you so much. Mallory Elise says it's just an area that can show the curb and where the lawn meets. Thank you so much. That's not a phrase, a term that we have here. Hi, Timely. Good to see you. He explains at one point. Well, I clearly wasn't listening. Thank you, chat. Others must have missed it also. I'll die on that hill. It's like a raised area. Solo Dove, that's what she said. Berm. Beautiful. Berm is a cul-de-sac bump of a curb. Oh, this. Rather than a hard T. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. Charles Cone is also here. I used to service Gallagher's swimming pool. LOL? Charles, if only you remember, you could have used the LOL emote.
And have, what, if anything,
Thanks
have you
for being
done
here,
to
everyone.
review some of that dash camera footage from that?
I've reviewed all of it.
Hi, Kim.
And specifically, have you reviewed dash camera footage from the 683 cruiser, Officer Cyrus cruiser?
Yes, I did.
And
Look at all us sharing our knowledge. Chat is Bay. Chat is Bay.
John, if I may, I would ask that it's already been marked as Exhibit 12. I would ask that portion of that be played for the jury at the time.
Okay.
Geez, now we're getting technical. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin says,
And Ms. Gilman, if you
I'd say Dr. Google might have said, but Kevin, I'll give you the props. A berm is a level space, shelf, or raised barrier, usually made of compacted soil, separating areas in a vertical way, especially partway up a long slope. Thanks, Kevin. Kevy, you're amazing. Love you.
could fast forward this to approximately 57 minutes or so into the.
Yes, best mods. What the fuck, right? Cheese, please. I'm so hungry, Steph. Cheese, please. Depends on where you live.
Now, do you recognize what's up on the screen as well? And what do you recognize?
That's the video I referred of Canton Cruiser 683 on.
Oh,
It's
okay.
dated January 29th, 2022 at 7, if the time is correct, 7:02:54.
And around this time, within this video from.
Hi, Laura.
Cyrus
You brought
Cruiser, what, if anything,
cheese.
did
Thank you.
Observe occurring within that cruise camera.
I believe it's at approximately 57:17. You'll see Sergeant Good begin to mark out the scene with a yellow crime
Hi,
scene tape.
Janine.
You'll see him in front of the cruiser at first. Him, Officer Mulaney, and Sergeant Lank walk off, and then you'll see Sergeant Good stretching out the crime scene tape.
And,
You're
if
wrong,
you could, sir, as the
Amber.
video is playing,
You're
using
wrong.
The laser pointer that you have before you, just draw the jury's attention to
well.
anyone you observe or recognize within that district.
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, if you could.
Okay, so for some people, this might be a little bit distressing. It's very visceral, these videos, for me at least. So that we got Jerry. Hi, good to see you. Who else? I see other people. Wait. I mean, the crime scene spoke to me. As Gailage, hi from Ireland. Kevin, you have an Irish buddy here. Hope everyone is good. I mean, I'm well. Well, I don't know if I'm good. No, of course, we're all good. There's only good people here. We're all good people. Beautiful. So just if this feels a little bit too much for you, this footage, I mean, we've seen it before, but it's still very evocative and eerie, right?
See, yellow tape it is.
And we're watching, aren't we? I'm going to slow it down for this.
There's two officers with yellow crime scene tape.
Wait.
I believe
They
this
got
is
the
Officer
tape.
Delaney, but I'm not sure. I know this is Sergeant Good.
And my apologies, Mr. Gilman, if you could play again.
That's Detective Sergeant Lank in the lighter coat. Sergeant
Lank.
Good and Lank, they walk off camera.
Thanks, Amber. Oh, hello, sunshine. We're still on the burn, but I love it. Did he say he... Oh, I almost pressed the wrong... Fuck, I don't know what I almost did, but I pressed something. Oosh. Did he say he dug a berm? If so, they basically made a barrier of snow out of what was dug. So they could put the shoe there. I mean, find the shoe. Thank you, sunshine. Awesome. I love this. Hey, look at us all learning shit. I love this. Oh, we're still going with the berms. I love it.
You'll see Sergeant Good come into the picture
Hi, Gingy.
right here. They're stretching out the crime scene tape. You can see it flapping in the wind there. You can see it raised way up because of the wind. This is the crime scene tape here.
Crime scene tape. Pish posh. Don't use it. Useless. Bloody useless. Karen G says the Ford Edge is in the back left. Is back left in the early footage. Is there footage of which vehicle they came home in? Or why else would it be at the back? I mean, many people in the McAlbert's clan have Ford Edges, but good question. That's kind of why we're watching this again, yeah? This was a long time ago. Day 5 of the Karen Reid trial, V1. A berm is a bad perm. I mean, maybe that's what Bev did. She got a bad perm, and then she tries to straighten it out, and that's why it looks like straw. Could be.
And I'm not sure what they affixed it to, whether it was the cruiser at that point or not. But you can see the crime scene tape going across the scene that way.
Asquelgar. Thank you. Asquelgar. Thank you.
So
I won't
Lieutenant
remember that,
Gallagher,
but thanks.
In addition to sort of the crime scene tape that you observed in this video, what, if anything else, did you get from the station to attempt to sort of secure the scene or place at the scene?
Hi,
I'm not
Laurie.
sure what you mean.
Drive
Did you get a tent at the
safely.
station?
Good to hear you. I mean,
Excuse
good
me?
to see you.
At the station?
No, I didn't. No.
And why not?
I had a tent with me from home. It was a personal 8x8 tent at that time.
My apologies. And so at any point in time on the scene, were you able to set up that tent that you retrieved from your home?
Due to the weather conditions, we did not set it up because it would have required officers holding it down.
Hi,
and we
Gracie.
didn't think the top would stay on.
Mwah. Love you.
And again, maybe pretty self-evident, but when you say due to the weather conditions, what, if anything, about the weather conditions prevented you from setting that tent?
What if any? We have
There
what
was
if any
high
emotes.
winds, shifting directions, a large amount of snow falling.
Ms. Gilman, if I could ask, if you could just pull forward in that video to about the 1 hour, 7 minute mark.
Asquelgar. Gotcha. Oh, yes, Sinead as well. We've got lots of Irish in the house. Amazing.
Yeah, good play from that.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
Lieutenant, what,
Yes.
if anything, are we looking at in this portion?
If you look,
He just said, what, if anything, are we looking at in this portion? Lally. Gosh. Hey, where are you coming in from? Everyone, pop your state or your country. Me, Melbourne, Australia. Drop it in the chat. Love to hear where everyone's from. We have an international crowd. It's amazing. I gotta let the dog out too.
closely, it's the crime scene tape that's flowing around.
Are we really, Nick? Are you taking
Right now,
a
you
Cali?
can't see it.
UK, Solo Dove?
Or I cannot see it from here.
Is this around the point
Alaska.
where the decision was made to take that down? Is that correct?
Louisiana.
It was later on. I observed the same thing, and I told the officers it wasn't doing any good at that time.
Louisiana.
And there were nobody to keep out of the scene at that point. It was only police personnel on scene.
Hi, Nancy. Upstate New York from Mallory.
I'm just coming in.
Massachusetts. Hey, Massachusetts. What the actual fuck? Hang on, I'm going to pause for a second so I don't talk over the top of the testimony. Excuse me. Well, Dave T from Boston. Well, Dave T's from Boston. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Florida, not the crazy part, says hello, sunshine. Melissa's from Clarksville, Tennessee. Venice, Florida. London, UK. Vix is in London. Candy's in California. How you going with the fires, darling? Cape Cod for Drew. Nice. Phoenix, Arizona, says Karen. Hi, Karen. 8 inches of snow here tomorrow. See, we've gone from 4 to 6 to 8 inches. It sounds better and better. Bob? Oh, Buster just farted. Definitely. Bossy, they're blaming it on me. Sir, how dare you? It could have been a fart. It could have been Buster. You just farted. The slander is real from you, sir. Massachusetts. Southern New Jersey. Mass. Bridgeport, Connecticut. Oh, Poppy. Hang on, guys. Oh, my God. There's several of us here in Louisiana. Yes, yes, yes. Ohio. Hi, Joyful. North Shore of the Commonwealth, Joey. Cork, Ireland. New Zealand, says Timely. Holly says it's been a hot minute since hearing the super chat sounds, bitches. Hey, Massachusetts. Right? I got so many of them. You'll never get me able to play them. I can't be asking for money though. The grifting is real if I do, right? Well, that one or this one?
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Thanks, darling. Toronto, Canada. I was born in Hamilton, Ontario. Don't apologize for caps, Vix. Here at Camp Shorty, we love all caps. Legit. That's what she said. I was going to wear my That's What She Said shirt today, and I thought that would not be appropriate for this particular live stream. I'll save it for the next one. Hilarious. Favorite t-shirt. Sunshine Coast, Queensland. Yes, Nick. Hello, Gigi, Miss Shorty, from the belly of the beast, Mass. Thoughts and prayers. Grand Junction, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Bar, Massachusetts. Yeah, see how 4 inches turns into 8? Exactly, Steph. It's a grower, not a shower, right? Must have been the cheese. I didn't fart. I see. Oh, C-Star. Sorry, I saw your place and didn't say hi to you. Rude. So rude. OG masshole. Joey, don't say that. Denise is in the UK. Lovely. Michigan for Kim. Amazing. Tracy is Irish here too. Amazing. Ohio for Janine. Laurie Life 360 is in Minnesota. Amber, no way. I don't know. I live alone. Same. Facts or farts make me laugh. Farts are hilarious. I just didn't do it. Buster. God. Shit. That's it. You love the Hey Massachusetts song? It's pretty good, huh? It's been a hot minute. I haven't played it for a while. When I play them, any of like songs in those ones, even the Massachusetts or the Karen Reid song, folks be dipping. Rude. Bloody great music. Shit, that was the one. You liked it. Good. Another Ireland. Tracy, Belfast Island. Farts. Yes, I got it. Farts. Okay. Hamilton, our neighbor. Yes. Yes. And then I lived in Needham, Boston. How about that? Hey, are we up? Are we there? Let me see. Piney's here. Good to see you, Piney. Hi. I'm late, but I'm here. Yes, catching up on 1.5. Well, Mississippi for Danny. How far behind am I? Very. Buster. Yes, Buster farted. Great. So awesome. Ascalewa. Was that it? Yes. Okay. Beautiful Norfolk City, Mass. BMAC. Hi. Okay. No spoilers. Miss Melbourne, but happy for that life. Melbourne's beautiful. I love Melbourne. Like I froth over Melbourne. Gorgeous. Okay, let's keep going. Thanks for telling us where you're coming in from, everybody. Lots of Irish in the house, plenty of Louisianans, lots of, is that what you're called? No, I don't know. What are you? Fair few from Colorado, a few Aussies. Oh, and so many mass holes.
Now, with reference to the
Back to it, chat.
Implementation of the leaf blower, was that memorialized in any way as well?
Yes, I had Sergeant
Buster's
Good
apologies.
take a video since we were improvising using something I wasn't familiar with being used before in case there were any questions on how it was deployed. I had Sergeant Good take a short video.
And there's sort of several different short video clips of that process. Is that fair to say?
Oscalgar.
There's at least one that I know of.
May I approach?
Yes.
Ribs. Yeah. Where am I at? Oh, Gingy. Put your dick away, Jim. What are they doing here? Lally, what are you doing here? Time. Let's keep going, Lally.
They're showing you with this. Do you recognize that?
No, I can't with this.
I don't
I did
recognize
slow
it.
it
I
down,
haven't seen
actually.
this
Wait,
disc
I
before.
slowed it down. What did you say? He hasn't seen it.
I don't recognize it. I haven't seen this disc before.
It's on 1.4.
Well,
Well, Taryn, you sneaky deek. Debbie Blair says, does he really think the leaf blower was a good thing? And if it was such a good idea, why didn't it find those 42, it was 45, but yeah, same pieces of taillight? Because there was only a little bit of snow at that time. He said what did he say? A controlled something. Controlled search? Wow. I literally didn't think they could find someone worse than Lally, but they knocked it out of the park, says Amber, with Brennan. He's so much worse. Oh my God, like literally his voice. What the fuck? Mixtape. Yes, Keel. What are you drinking, chat? Tell us what you're drinking now. We're sidebarring. I'm going to skip through this because I don't know,
Okay.
Okay. Web said okay. Lovely. Taryn's drinking wine. Yes.
Thank you.
Drinking, smoking. Me, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, Nancy. Melbourne, Australia. I was born in Canada. Lived in Boston for 3 years.
Okay. Joyce, feel free to stay.
Oh my God, another one. Lordy Dordy, Bev. What are we doing here? Okay, they're doing another sidebar. We have sidebar. Sidebar remotes if you want to give one a burl, if you remember. Taryn, I can't believe you didn't play this.
Your Honor, with the court permission, may I publish what's now been marked as 030? The last of this.
Yes.
Nobody drinks Foster's, Steph. That's the thing. Miller Lite. Lacrosse. Nasal nose, Brennan.
Anyway, it's 1-3.
Brennan isn't a mumbler, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. This is great. I love this.
And Lieutenant Gallagher, do you recognize what's up on screen?
I do.
And what do you recognize?
It's me operating the leaf blower and at the scene where John O'Keefe was discovered.
Come on
And
now.
Who is operating the leaf blower in these videos?
I am.
And
I
who's anyone
am.
else from the
Me.
department sort of
It was
present while this
me.
process is going on?
Detective Sergeant Lank is documenting, and
Yes,
Sergeant Good is
Aaron.
also assisting.
Get a vodka.
And Ms. Gilman, thank you very much. If you could just claim her.
French press.
See, it removes the snow. I was removing the snow layer by layer. And right here,
No.
you can see it exposing the cocktail glass. You're going to see red spots appear as I remove it layer by layer. These pink spots start to turn to be dark red
Controlled
spots.
fashion. Thank you, Kevin.
As you see, we can control it.
Future.
We were concerned with whatever other.
Oh, hold on and wait for a question.
Hold on and wait for a question. What the fuck? That's what the question is. What the
As you can
fuck?
see, it just takes it layer by layer.
Hold on for a second. Mr. Lally, Ms. Gilman, can you pause it? So if you have a question for
They're just learning how to lawyer, and he's just learning how to witness. I forgot that this footage was shown.
the lieutenant.
It's been a while, chat.
You're asking him to narrate the whole thing. We're not going to do it that way. And you can
We're
pause
not gonna
and
narrate
then
it.
question. It's great you're keeping your voice up over the sound of the leaf blower, but it's a little distracting.
I love that, Mike.
So do you have a
Flash of
question, Mr.
rum.
Lally?
No crystal
Just
light.
Briefly at this point, so Lieutenant Gallagher, with respect to as you're conducting this sort of process, what, if anything, are you concerned
Cherry
about as far
Sunday
as,
flavor, yum.
throughout this process of trying to locate evidence?
We were concerned with the weather
Thanks for
destroying
coming in.
biological
Stopping by,
evidence at that
Sinead.
time.
See you again soon. Next weekend on
And,
Camp
so
Shorty,
what kind of thing are
hopefully.
you doing with regard?
We were trying to take the snow that had fallen over the blood, and we were trying to remove it to expose the blood.
And fair to say, as far as during this sort of removal process, how much of the snow were you able to sort of sift layer by layer with the leaf blower?
Ma'am, Amber, I don't know whether you and Steph are trolling me right now. Like, I know Mandy Joe knows that any comments about Foster's rile me right up because nobody in Australia drinks Foster's. It's shit, and it is shit, and it's an export beer. And I don't know why they export Foster's when there's so many. Well, I don't drink beer, but Foster's is Australian for fraudulent because it's not Australian. I mean, it is Australian, but nobody drinks it. Anyway, let's watch this professional, controlled fashion leaf blowing. I mean, snow blowing.
We could control how much I wanted to sift.
No, you couldn't,
I did it
sir.
as I started out as gently as possible, and if it needed more snow needed to be removed, I got a little more aggressive.
Thanks. As you heard,
Oh, sorry, man. I mean, I can be. What the fuck? What the fuck? It is a shit leaf blower too, isn't it? Bye, all you crazy people. Yes. Yes, we are. Mwah. South Africa in the house. Hi, Gerda. Amazing. Kraken's here. Boom. That looks controlled. That was a controlled fashion. Diet Pepsi. Yeah. Pepsi Max for me. I don't have any, but that's what I would choose. It sounds so terrible. Lobster casserole, Bob? Yum. Thank you, Amber. It was not a collaborative effort. Good point. Good point, Vix. For starters, this is just kind of even more eerie than ever. This I don't remember this. But Vix says, snow over the blood? Explain? I mean, he's removing those layers of snow in a controlled fashion. This is wild. I'd forgotten. Yes, it is Martin Luther
and
King Day,
construction.
right? Monday.
Thanks. Lieutenant, with reference to that process,
Tracy
how
Wright
far deep into
trampling all
snow
over
were
the
you able
snow.
to go with using that leaf blower in that manner?
We got almost to the ground, bare ground.
As far as sort of a surface area, like how much of that area where Mr. O'Keefe was found were you able to use the leaf blower?
Amber. Yes. Notice what's not there? Bright red pieces of tail light. Facts. The jury. It was such a long fucking trial by design. So they forgot all this stuff. This is day 5 of the trial.
It was approximately a 6x6, 7x7 type area.
And from that area, what, if anything, in addition to the cocktail glass pieces that you already testified to and the red spots on the ground, what, if anything else did you observe?
We didn't observe anything at that point. Anything else, just the blood in the glass.
Now, during the time that you were on scene, with reference to the neighborhood in general, how many people did you observe sort of come out of their house at any point in time that you lived?
I didn't observe anybody ever come out of their house.
And that includes the residents that you were in front of, as well as any other residences along that street. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, at some point,
Nick,
about how long a period of time, if you know, were you on scene that particular moment?
Approximately 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes.
And following that, where did you go?
We brought the exhibits back to Canton Police Headquarters.
Denise says, is he a fully qualified leaf blower? I think he's a fucking, I don't know, lie blower. Oh, it's also Inauguration Day. Well, that's, yes, of course. And isn't it also TikTok Day? What's the date today? 19th. Bye-bye, TikTok. Yikes. I wonder if YouTube will change their algorithms a little to try and entice some of the TikTokers on over. It is the sound that a calf makes when you're de-bollocking it. I mean, I would assume. Never taken the nuts off a cow, but a bull, but you know. Wait, did you say cow? Because it's a bull. Cows are ladies. Are lady cows.
By that, you mean the glass and what you collected the blood?
Yep, we took 6 blood samples, yes.
And how were you able to collect the blood samples on scene?
Well, blood samples, because they were frozen, we debated on how to collect it. We didn't think swabbing was going to be easy to do if it was frozen. So we decided on finding some type of temporary plastic evidence container. We were able to find large cups, and we took 6 samples. We bagged the 6 samples, and Sergeant Lang transported them back to Canton Police Headquarters.
And with respect to those samples and piece of glass that you located, eventually, what, if anything, was done with those? Well, first and foremost, when you came back to Canton Police Station, what, if anything, did you do with them?
Chief Berkowitz was at headquarters, and we had a meeting in the detective sergeant's office.
What I'm asking, sir,
hi, good to see you.
From Fairview, when you got back to the station, what, if anything, did you do?
Sergeant Lang placed them in evidence.
And then subsequent to Sergeant Lang placing them in evidence at some point, where did they go?
They were turned over on February 1st to the Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab.
And was that something where they were driven to the?
Debbie, back to work for me tomorrow. Monday, Monday here tomorrow. Peasant work shit. I'm back to, for you, Friday and Saturday nights live streaming. And for me, Saturday and Sunday or live streaming. So no, I won't be live tomorrow. So it looks like you're gonna have to watch the inauguration or something. I don't know. What? There's plenty of Shorty back catalog to watch if you need your Shorty fix.
Crime lab, or did the crime lab come to the station?
The crime lab was already at the station.
Now, you go back to.
Wait a minute. Joseph's in the house.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
Thank you, Joey. Welcome new members. I hope it's someone in chat. God. At least at least you hit Sinead with your single before. Nice work.
The police station had some conversation with your chief. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what was your chief's name?
Chief Berkowitz, Kenneth Berkowitz.
And following that conversation, at some point, did you return to Fairview Road that morning?
I did.
And
right now in Melbourne, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Whew. I know what I wish for. What time is it where you are, Gerda? It's 11:11 on Sunday morning here. I'm in the future, y'all.
Who, if anyone, did you go there with?
Who, if
I
anyone?
accompanied Detective Sergeant Lang.
And when you arrived, where did you go with reference to residents?
We went into a side door, and there were people in the kitchen at that time. I believe it was the kitchen area.
And did you know any of the people that were in the kitchen?
Standouts.
Who I remember specifically was Jen McCabe, who I don't know personally, but I know because that's who Sergeant Lank arrived to talk to, and I knew Brian Albert in a professional sense.
Interesting. I'll go back. He's talking about Jennifer McCabe. What was I going to say? We have standouts. Mary, where are your standouts? If you want to drop them in the chat, there's also a link for Karen Reid standouts. It's just if you just Google Karen Reid standouts, you can see where all the standouts are. Did I miss something here? I did miss something here, Mike. I'm so sorry. I missed this. Hey, Lisa, love the spice. Solo cups are so scientific. Great job, Bozo. I love Bozo also. That's funny. I've got a friend that says Bozo. It's a very underutilized insult, right?
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Thank you, Mike. Let's keep going. Buster. At least it wasn't a fart.
Who I remember specifically was Jen McCabe, who I don't know personally, but I know because that's who Sergeant Lank arrived to talk to, and I knew Brian Albert in a professional sense.
And so Brian Albert is also a police officer, is that correct?
He was Boston police officer, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Now, as far as any
Go
other
to
people,
bed, Judah.
with anyone else were you introduced to when you came into Kitchener Home?
I wasn't introduced to anybody. All I know is there were 5 or 6 people there.
And are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of Brian Higgins?
I am.
How are you familiar with him?
He is an ETF agent who I've worked with when I was assigned to DEA, and he later had a satellite office at our PD, and I have since come to know him personally.
And in reference to your work with the DEA, how long did you work with the DEA?
13 years.
Michelle! Hi, Petty.
Was he
Good
present
to
in the
see
home
you.
Fairview when you arrived there that morning?
I don't recall him. When I arrived originally, definitely not. I don't recall if he was there when we arrived about 9 a.m.
So you don't recall him being there at all?
I don't recall specifically. I never had any conversation with him.
Now, you had made some mention of
Crystal,
February 1st,
hi,
a
good
few
to
days
see
later,
you.
At your department, there were members
Listen
from
and
the
lurk,
crime lab
friend.
that came, correct?
That is correct.
And what, if anything, did they come there to do?
They were assisting the state police in executing a search warrant on a motor vehicle.
What, if anything, did they go there to do? Lally, obviously they went there to do something just because. Amber, thank you. That reminds me. If you would like a free Karen Reid sticker, the very scandalous and much spoken about in certain corners on the old Twitters, but okay. If you'd like one of these, there's about 100 left still. All you need to do is make a direct donation to the Karen Reid Defense Fund or her Venmo or PayPal. No money to me. None. Like none. Never has been. Just saying. But if you'd like one of these, if you make a $10 or more donation to Karen's Defense Fund, $50 or more, you get 2. $100 or more donation, you'll get 3. Take a screenshot of your donation and send it to me via email or DM on any of the social media platforms, but Discord's good, the Twitter's Facey Messenger. And I will have one of my helpers in the States send you out 1, 2, or 3. Or if you're in Australia, I can send you one. I have some as well. You get a little pink, bloody dogs, pink thank you card written by me. It's got my autograph on it. It could be worth something one day or not. A pink envelope and a sticker, custom designed by me. So that, again, a direct donation to the Karen Reid Defense Fund, just in case people have missed that. Not you, like maybe the lurkers. Hey, lurkers, good to see you. I mean, anyway, love it. Good cause, great sticker. The end.
And where was that motor vehicle in relation to your department?
It was in our Sallyport.
If you could just describe to the jury, so what is it, Sallyport, specifically the Canton Police? Like, where is it located? What does it look like?
Sure. It's on the rear portion of our police department. They are large overhead doors that are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. We only have 2 bays. So the Sallyport that the vehicle was in, typically we enter through door 4 and you would exit through door 3. Those doors, overhead doors, can only be controlled by a computer in the dispatch center. And it's where we bring in our prisoners. Once the Sallyport goes up, you enter, close the door, the area is secure. The rest of the PD is only accessible by access card, key access card.
As you mentioned, sort of the overhead garage doors are accessible only by the dispatch area, is that correct?
That is correct, a computer in the dispatch area.
And then as far as entrance from the department, how if at all is that controlled?
There is to the right of Sally Port 4, there is a key card access door.
Hi, Cat Coco.
Now,
I have a nose
with
whistle.
reference
Very
to that
annoying.
Sally Port area, what if any cameras are located in that area?
I know there's cameras in the area. I don't specifically know where they are. I typically don't look for them. I know it is under surveillance, as most of our department is.
And have you reviewed
Of course, Mary.
at least portion or the entirety of the Sally Port video from that particular day, February 1st?
I've seen a small portion, yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Louder for those in the back. A direct donation to Karen's Defense Fund. Just saying.
Do you recognize what's depicted on that particular flash drive?
Yes.
And what is depicted on that, sir?
CPD Sally Port videos.
You know,
Thanks,
comments
Mike.
introduced in the minutes of the next-
Welcome, new members.
Any objection?
There you are.
Thank you. So kind of you. Raining green.
Your Honor, if I may, at this time, I seek to publish a portion of Exhibit 34 for the chair.
Okay.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
That's so nice. Yes, my beautiful mod squad, my beautiful friends are the most welcoming, kind, inclusive, lovely mods on YouTube. I'll die on
Okay,
that
if I could
hill.
have a
Best
portion of
mods,
February
best
1st,
chat, best community.
12 a.m. to 12 noon.
Boston MA, happy to be with you in your ears. Yes, good to see you. I gotta let the dog out. I said that an hour ago.
You're gonna 2-1 at the bottom. Yeah.
Of course, it goes silent when I'm going to get cheese. Buying all the snacks when I'm going to get cheese. Cheese, cheese, please. I'm so hungry. Wait, I missed a really good opportunity right there because wasn't me. Jeez. So, yes, there's an emoji. There is an emote. Hey, so if you're new here, I don't know if there's many new here people, but what happens next is I mute myself to eat cheese, and then I forget that I'm muted and I start talking, and then Taryn plays the crickets or well in my ear, and then I go, oh fuck, and unmute. So it's just a whole thing. It's cute and iconic and endearing, I think. And cheese, government cheese. And Oprah Gypsy's here. Hello, hello. Yes. Good to see you, darling. So, woof. Where are the puppies? They just went out. Wait, they just went outside. Then we do muted. Yes, then we do muted. And I look and I go, oh, fuck. And then we play the I'm a Professional roller coaster bumper, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Hi, Reese. Good to see you. And I like your use of hi, H-I-G-H. This guy is tough to listen to. He's so arrogant. Thank God for Lisa's boobs. Well, thanks, man. Hi, Rachel. Good to see you. Ha ha ha. Michelle, what did Michelle say? Boobs. Everyone's saying boobs. Haters hit the thumbs down, right? Okay, so let's keep going. I'll skip through a bit of this because it's just silence.
Gilman, if I could ask you to just...
Oh, no, it's not. It's
translate
loud.
that to approximately 9:11 a.m.
Free my boy Billy Tibbetts.
If you could just pause 1 second.
And then I get all confused and I fucking go to the wrong screen to
Why
go.
don't we take our
This is,
morning recess?
oh, yeah. Why don't we do that, Bev? Okay, great. Okay. Halfway through cheese. Fuck's sake. We have a big Yannetti energy. We have a BYE, big Yannetti energy emote also. It's black with yellow BYE. Can't remember who's. I think this is Alan Jackson. He was the one doing the objections, right? Here, let's skip through this. Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk. Sorry about the chewing, the swallowing in the microphone. That's fucking disgusting. That's why I mute myself. Talking. And press play. Oh, yes. We did it.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here,
All right, are we all set with the screen? Okay.
And again, okay, maybe better with the lights.
Same, Candy.
Maybe a little bit. If we could please put the light back on. Lieutenant Gallagher, again, from this video from approximately 9:11 in the morning, you recognize what's up on.
Jesus fuck. Oh, look. Craig and the tiny table's on his phone. Sir, put your phone away. Ah! Thea says, just catching up regarding the hair issue at the start. In my opinion, that hair originated on a horse's tail. So you think it's a wig or you're just throwing shade? I think chat voted a while ago and we decided that she probably almost certainly washes her hair with horse shampoo. Yep. Strongly agree. Let's go. Craig, put your phone away.
On screen.
I do.
If you could just using that laser pointer direct your attention to what, if anything, is significant to observe in this particular positive of this video.
This is our Sally Port. You would come in Sally Port 4, exit Sally Port 3, like I said earlier. This is the vehicle they were executing a search warrant on, and this is the crime scene tape.
And as far as personnel from the state police that were present there,
crime scene tape, what?
You were aware of.
I knew Trooper Proctor was there, and I knew the criminologist was there, and a photographer. I don't know them by name.
So a couple people from the lab, one taking photos, one criminalist, is that correct?
Correct.
As well as Proctor.
That's correct.
Do you know Trooper Proctor?
I knew of him. I don't believe I ever met him prior to this. He has worked some cases with our detectives. I knew he was assigned to the DA's office, but I'm not sure if I ever met him prior to this case.
Now, with reference to the vehicle, what if anything was placed around the
What if anything?
around the vehicle?
This crime scene tape, as you can see, the yellow tape right there.
And just to be clear, the sort of which part of the vehicle is sort of in the lower foreground of this vehicle?
This is the passenger side rear
Thanks, Kevy.
of the vehicle.
Now, at some point over the course of the time that you were there on February 1st, what if any other sort of specialized units within the state police were also present?
Eventually, I think they call it the CARS team. It's what I would call their, I guess, accident reconstruction team responded.
Now, Ms. Gilman, if I can ask you to fast forward within that video to approximately 9:44 a.m.
Hi, Jim.
That's fine. Right there. If you could do that. Now, Lieutenant, during this part of the video, in addition to the people that you've already referenced, who, if anyone else, was in the crowd at that time?
It's hard for me to say.
Who, if anyone? All those people.
I believe if this is Trooper Proctor, this is me with the gray shirt, dress shirt, walking in.
Hey, wait.
That's me right there.
Wait. So this is much better. So when did we watch who? Oh, Bukaki. I mean, Buchanek. This now on the screen is much lighter, even though it's the same video footage. I wonder why. Maybe Alan Jackson had Craig zoom in, and so there wasn't as much light. We can see this much better, this exact same Sally Port footage in this one. Interesting.
And that's Trooper Proctor. I believe the photographer or another criminologist is here. I don't know what their title is.
Now, at some point during the execution of the search warrants, what, if any, issues did you become aware of with regard to the criminals?
They were having trouble. They were trying to remove the housing to the taillight, passenger side taillight, and they were having difficulty removing it.
And what, if any, assistance did you offer with regard to that?
I told them that we had an officer working who was in charge of our fleet maintenance and our mobile operations unit, who probably had the tools to do it. And he also had vast, extensive experience in auto body.
Who was that, sir?
That's Officer Brian Wanless.
And what, if anything, did you do with reference to Officer Wanless?
So this isn't the inverted one. This is the other one. This is the one. Wait, this is the one from the other. No, wait. My brain. Now my brain can't work it out. So this is the one. Where's that standing thing? That dummy that they tried practice tasering on. All right, chat. What do you think? This isn't inverted, is it? This is. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
In regard to that area.
I asked dispatch to ask him to return at approximately, I think it was 9:50.
And Ms. Gilman, if I could ask you to, not already there, move it up to 9:51 a.m. If you could just pause it for one moment. So with reference to this particular portion of the video, Lieutenant, if you could direct the jury's attention to when you see Officer Wanless and when you see him come over towards that area of the vehicle. And Ms. Gilman, for your purposes, what I would ask is run this from essentially 9:51 a.m. through to about 9:58 and 30 seconds.
No commentary.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
This is Officer Wanless right here. He examines it and he leaves momentarily.
As if they couldn't have lightened it up. They fucking inverted the other one.
He dons a pair of gloves.
Fucking. I'm on class.
And he exits and he's going to come back with some tools.
Boom. Cracking.
Here he comes.
Here it comes. That's what she said.
He places his toolkit on the tailgate. Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, pause and ask a question.
And from your review of this video, what, if anything, do you observe Officer Wanless do with reference to that rear passenger side tailgate?
Holly. Yikes. Yikes. They must think, oh, she's live. Let's do it all now. Lol. Lol's in the chat. Lol. I mean, let them, Holly. Let them.
He re-enters the Sally port and with some tools, and he places his toolkit down on the tailgate of the Lexus.
And what, if anything, do you observe and do after that?
He begins to work on the housing of the taillight.
Biffle. Hi. Good to see you. Wait. Biffle has a grand entrance. Let me give you the proper hello that you so desire and deserve. Let's be honest. Biffle. I sent mine, but the file was too big. Clip it. Biffle. Oh my god, I almost pressed end stream. Jesus, fuck chat. Hi, Karen. Oh, wait, wrong person. Hi, Karen. Hi, Peyton. Quietly. No commentary, no narrative on the videos, right?
Well, with respect to items that you and the other officers recovered from 34 Fairview on the 29th, the criminalist that was depicted in that video was after you gave those items to?
I believe so, yes.
You gave those items to her directly, correct?
Yes.
Now, as far as that particular, I believe you testified earlier that you were looking to preserve biological matter, is that correct?
Yes. Thank you, Kevy.
And you say that your search
Right.
of that area was confined to sort of where it was described to you, Mr. O'Keefe, has been found, correct?
That is correct.
Now, turning back again just to February 1st, and sorry to jump around, but back to February 1st, at some point you mentioned there was a crash reconstruction from the state police, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what, if anything, did you aid or assist or facilitate with reference
Bev
to
squeaky chair.
around
Get the woman some
When they wanted to
WD-40.
test the vehicle, I secured the parking lot. I advised no cruisers to return to the station, and I blocked the entryway with my marked cruiser and remained in my cruiser.
And later on that day, February 1st, where?
Hi, Susan. Thank you.
With respect to the crash reconstruction.
We went to 34 Fairview.
In addition to yourself
Or
and the trooper
Fairview.
from crash rate destruction, who, if anyone else, went with you?
That Trooper Proctor was present.
And why did you go along with the troopers to that location?
I just saw there was a Canton officer present. If any residents came out, I could communicate with them.
And to your knowledge, had Trooper Proctor been to Fairview prior to that date?
I have no knowledge if he had been there or not.
What, if anything, did you direct either Trooper Proctor or the crash rate destructionist to once you were on scene?
I brought him to the area of where Mr. O'Keefe was found.
Wait.
You showed them where Mr. O'Keefe was found?
Yes.
Ahimsa, yeah, because she greased it by that point. Ahimsa says, doesn't squeak when Crash Daddy's on the stand. I think they did put oil in the chair some way through the trial, right? It wasn't the squeaky later on.
Now, turning your attention to, one on scene that day with Trooper Proctor and the crash rate destructionist, what, if anything, did you observe them doing?
I believe they were discussing, they were trying to place a drone up in the air, I believe, to map out the area.
Objection.
Did you see that? Or do you want me to strike the, I believe they were trying to?
That'd be okay.
All right, so that will be stricken, but your observation will remain.
Now, with reference, if I could.
Just pausing to say, Kraken says, maybe, here's an idea. We don't allow just the DA office, the District Attorney's Office, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, to decide if they're going to prosecute. It should also include a rotating grand jury to District Attorney unaware of the players for which must agree upon charging a case. Right? I don't know how that works legally, though, to have another grand jury, because they already had many grand juries, federal and otherwise. Ahimsa says, well lubed. Yikes. We have a yikes emote.
Draw your attention to February 4th of 2022. Were you working that day?
I wasn't.
And at some point, did you receive a call in regard to this case, this investigation?
I did.
And who, if anyone, called?
Chief Berkowitz.
And what, if anything, did Chief Berkowitz indicate to you?
He asked me if I was working. When I told him no, he asked who was.
And who, if anyone, did you indicate to him was working?
I told him
I
Detective Sergeant
didn't
Ryan
cut
was
it. I cut
And
nothing.
as far as what, if anything, was that call in reference to?
He stated he was driving in the area of 34 Fairview because of the warm weather and the warm rain in the last couple of days.
And what, if anything, did he indicate?
He believed.
Sustain, I'm going to see it side back, please.
Natural lubricant. So we used to have a no lube emote. It wasn't supposed to be sexual. Just hilarious. It's gone now because we've got other ones in its place which are more relevant. Such a mystery. Exactly. Hang on, let me skip through this. We'll see. Madam Court Reporter being iconic as always. Karen. Free Karen
So
Reed.
just to be clear, Lieutenant, you did not go to Fairview Road on February 4th, 2022, correct?
I did not.
I have nothing further for this one.
All right, cross-examination.
Thank you.
I was muted. Yes. No more Lally. Okay, I'm slowing it down a little because Alan Jackson, sir, let's fucking go. Alan Jackson. What? How fast can I do this? Not fast enough. God damn it.
Let's get ready to rumble.
We made it. 100 in the chat. Thank you for being here. Well, 100 watching. Lurkers, feel free to come on in. We don't bite. Here he is. Let's fucking go. Yes. AJ does have big unity energy.
Good morning.
Correct.
When was
Nick,
the
you're
first
so
time
creepy
you were
about
ever
Alan Jackson.
interviewed about your conduct on this case, your involvement in this case?
I don't recall.
It was about a month ago, wasn't it? April 3rd, 2024?
When I was interviewed by, I don't know who you're referring to. Good morning.
When was the first time you were ever interviewed?
Wait, did you see how Alan Jackson winced when he said good morning? Let's watch it again. It's great.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Good morning.
When was the first time you were ever interviewed about your conduct on this case, your involvement in this case?
I don't recall.
It was about a month ago, wasn't it? April 3rd, 2024?
When I was interviewed by, I don't know who you're referring to.
Formal interview by any law enforcement agency.
Oh, I was never, until about a month ago, trial prep. I
Bring
was
on the
not interviewed,
butter.
correct.
Smooth
And
like
that
butter.
interview was conducted by whom?
I met at the DA's office with the prosecutor, Adam Lally.
And there was also a state trooper there,
There was,
Lieutenant Tully?
correct.
Okay. So Michael Proctor never formally interviewed you about your involvement in the case?
No, sir.
Never interviewed you about your involvement on the morning of January 29th, 2022?
No, sir.
Never interviewed you about your recovery of any physical evidence at
Alan Jackson is clearly a thirst trap. Feel free to drop the thirst trap emote in the chat if you're in green.
the scene,
No, sir.
which would include the blood stains as well as the piece of drinking glass?
That's correct.
Never
Right.
interviewed you about where that evidence ultimately
Boston MA says, I really want to buy tickets to win dinner with Alan and Karen, but I literally would forget how to use a fork. Like, I'd be so nervous and so awkward in front of him, right? Oh, Piney, yay. So happy to be a member. Great stream. Yay, a month. That's flown by. I remember when you did that, when you renewed your membership because it had lapsed somehow. And that's a month already. That's wild. Time, huh? Flat circle bullshit.
went and how it made its way back to Canton Police Department?
He never interviewed me, no.
And his partner, Yuri Buknik, also, I won't go through the litany of things, never interviewed you as well.
Correct.
Kevy's going to bed. Night, Kevy.
And until
Mwah.
April 3rd, 2024, nobody from the DA's office had interviewed you either.
That's correct.
He's like,
did you write a report about your...
So what the behavior panel talk about and other body behavioral analysts, body language folk say about the pursing of the lips, doing that, is that you're trying to hold things in. It's like you're not wanting to have to answer the things, and you're concerned that the words that want to come out will betray you. I didn't say that very well, but basically he's holding shit back, going, "Don't say the wrong thing here." Yikes!
Involvement in the case.
Not on that particular day.
Did you write a report after that?
Yes.
When did you write that report?
Possibly January 2023. I believe it was the request for the metadata, the acquisition of the photos report.
Hi, Lee.
Okay.
See you. Sleeping cat.
Fair enough. Did you ever, I'll narrow my question. Did you ever write a report about your involvement on the day at the scene?
No, I did not.
Okay. So that's not documented, at least by you, that's not documented anywhere.
That's correct.
Did you take notes when you were at the scene?
No.
Did you go back to the station and memorialize your findings and your conduct at the scene by taking notes back at the station?
No, I did not.
So you have no notes and no report about anything that happened at Fairview on the 29th?
Not myself, no.
Were you ever instructed by any superior? You're pretty high up in the ranks. You reported to whom?
At that time, I reported to the chief of deputy chief of police.
Right, either the deputy chief or the chief.
Correct.
Did either the deputy chief or the chief instruct you, Lieutenant, don't worry about writing a report in this case?
No, they never said anything like that.
You would agree that it's one thing to respond to a scene, it's another thing to actually gather evidence at a scene.
That's correct.
Especially a scene where it's a potential, at that time, a potential
I
homicide.
know. Good to see you.
Police officer.
That's correct.
Oh my God. Vapes are good for you. I'll die on that hill.
Part of the reason for annotating, memorializing exactly what evidence is recovered.
Look at that pursed mouth, pursed lips. Is like, Piney, thank you so much. This testimony is undercovered. Lots of instances of later statements being different. Yes, this was Nick Francis who suggested we do this one. And thank you, Nick, for that suggestion. I had forgotten all the lunacy of it all. So yes, very undercovered. Strongly agree.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Thanks, Piney. Mwah.
is so you can relay that to other officers, correct?
Correct.
So for instance, in your direct examination just a few minutes ago, you said that you went back to the scene at one point. What was the date where the drone was considered?
February 1st.
You go back to the scene on February 1st. That's 3 full days after the event, correct?
That is correct.
Don't miss your flight.
And you said I directed them to
Escawa.
where John O'Keefe's body was found.
Mwah.
Yeah, I showed him. Yes,
But in fact, you never saw
Safe
John
travels.
O'Keefe's body, did you?
that's correct.
Okay, so you were giving them information that you had about which you had no personal knowledge, correct?
I had knowledge from other officers. I did not see John O'Keefe at the scene. He was transported to the
Yep,
hospital. That is
Lieutenant,
correct.
Andy,
Yes.
Lieutenant.
So you couldn't determine exactly how he was positioned, right?
Not precisely.
From head to toe, right?
Not precisely.
Where his arms or his hands were.
That is correct. Yes.
He's a 6'2" man, correct?
I don't know.
You don't even know that?
I don't know his size. No.
If I told you that he's over 6 feet tall, would you have any quarrel with that?
If Mr. Lally told me,
Same.
I would take it as fact.
Fair enough. For purposes of my question, you don't.
Wait. Remember this? If Lally had told me, I would have taken it as fact. Remember, EDB was just outraged. I was watching the trial with just Emily D. Baker at this point. I hadn't yet started watching Melanie Little also. So
2 man, correct?
Wait.
Right.
Not precisely.
From head to toe, right?
Not precisely.
Where his arms or his hands were.
That is correct. Yes.
He's a 6'2" man, correct?
I don't know.
You don't even know that?
I don't know his size. No.
If I told you that he's over 6 feet tall, would you have any quarrel with that?
If Mr. Lally told me, I would take it as fact.
Fair enough.
Someone did a full.
Purposes of my question, you don't.
Wait.
You don't want to take
That's
my
hilarious.
Me, I would take it as fact.
Fair enough.
And that wasn't me
For purposes of my
farting, chat.
question, you don't want to take my word for it, but for purposes of this question, assuming that he's over 6 feet tall, there's a better than 6 foot margin for where he would be situated in the snow, correct? From toe to head.
Correct.
And the details matter in a case like this. Any investigation, the details matter.
Sure they do.
Accuracy is vital in a homicide investigation, correct?
Correct.
You did find some blood droplets. We saw it on the screen, correct?
Correct.
You also found part of a drinking glass, correct?
That is correct.
Did you engage or did you endeavor to make a diagram?
That happens a lot, Thea. It's been said by those behavior analysts that whenever a witness answers in the negative but nods affirmatively, the nod is the truth. Absolutely. The body betrays itself all the time. There's particularly when you're lying, there's so much going on in your brain to try and deliver those lies, because lying takes a lot more energy than simply telling the truth. So the body and the brain are basically like in a nutshell, basically wanting to tell the truth, because the human body and brain always takes the path of least resistance, right? So the same goes for if they're answering yes, but saying yes, it's hard to do if you're thinking about it, but it's all subconscious. Yes. It's a soft science, but it's interesting to watch these things. The tells are helpful. I mean, he wasn't pursing his lips at all like this in the direct exam, was he?
Of exactly where those items were found.
No.
You're aware, as you were the former chief of detectives?
I was a detective sergeant.
Detective sergeant. You were supervisor over detectives.
Correct.
You're aware of what cross coordinates are in measuring a crime scene, correct?
Yes.
You take a stable item like a flagpole, for instance, that might be one that doesn't move. You measure exactly from a compass position, exactly north or exactly.
And this is where he starts to go, yeah, no, evidence tape. Don't know about that shit. It is so disrespectful. What the fuck? Like, he knows that defense attorneys are responsible for telling the truth as officers of the court too. It's the shade of it all, just basically going like, you, Jackson, you out of towner, you LA attorney. Nah, I wouldn't believe a word you said, motherfucker. Right back at you, Gallagher. Right back at you.
Exactly west, a number of inches, maybe even down to meters and millimeters if you use that instead of inches using meters, right?
Yeah, we don't employ that process.
So you don't employ a process where you could measure something from a known item north, south, east, or west, and then measure it from another known item and have an exact cross point of where that's
We don't typically exercise in that in our investigative unit.
You knew how to do that, though.
Yes.
I mean, you've been trained on it. Yes. But you didn't employ that technique here.
No.
So the glass, where the glass was found, it's sort of an estimate.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Sure. And where the blood was found, that's kind of an estimate also.
Yeah, we would guess that would be where his body was. Yes.
Okay.
I guess.
The word guess.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you had actually documented it using cross coordinates, you wouldn't have to guess. You'd know exactly where the tip of his head was, where the tip of his toes were, correct?
No.
Why not?
Because he wasn't there when we got there.
Fair enough. When I say you,
Absolutely,
I meant
Timmy.
other officers. If someone had employed that before he was moved, they could have figured out exactly how he was situated, where he was in that yard, correct?
It would never happen. Life-saving measures come first. The officers are not going to start measuring while first responders are conducting life-saving measures. It doesn't happen.
That's exactly right.
Look at him like, duh, Jackson. Also, his mouth's starting to get dry already. I have a lot of problem hearing people when they've got like clag mouth and I'm like, get the poor motherfucker a drink. Get them a drink. Have a drink, man. The lying is parching the fuck out of you.
Once the body was moved, for instance, Officer Saraf, who's literally standing there, could have said, okay, I just saw the tip of his head right here. He's now on the gurney.
Hi,
He
Layla.
could have measured that, right?
He could have, yes.
And then he could have said the tip of his toes were right here, and he could have measured that.
Yes.
And certainly, when there's no life-saving measures at play, you could have done the same thing with the drinking glass and the blood spots.
That's correct.
And in terms of recovering those blood spots, I'll get back to that in a second, but in terms of recovering those blood spots, you indicated that you used temporary evidence containers, correct?
Plastic cups, I said, yes.
Bob, thank you. No.
Before responding to 34 Fairview, and you indicated that you were told to respond to 32 Fairview, right?
That is correct.
That was a mistake on either dispatch's part or something.
Correct.
You figured out where to go once you got there.
You can tell by the emergency lights.
Ugh. Fuck off, mate. What an idiot. What a
It
clown
was
show.
Sergeant Good who contacted
Exactly,
you, correct?
Andy.
That is correct.
And you were at home at the time,
That is correct.
which is why you needed to respond to Canton PD to get some foul
Stop
weather.
it, you
correct?
two.
Correct.
Stop it.
You also contacted Brian Albert's neighbor, a gentleman by the name of Tom Gallagher, correct?
That is correct.
And you wanted to let him know that you were responding over to the scene.
Yes, he was the lieutenant in charge of detectives at the time.
He just needed a couple of solo cups. Do you have like six of them? 6 would be helpful. Yeah. Let's do that.
Lieutenant
Also, that was kind of you to let Higgy park his Jeep in your driveway, Gallagher.
in charge of detectives and also the man who lived directly across the street from Brian Albert, correct?
I would say there's 2 property lines he's directly across from, 32 and 34.
Okay.
But yes, that vicinity.
Out of sight of the front door of 34 Fairview.
Is there a reason that you didn't contact Chief Berkowitz on that day to let him know where you were responding? Why did you pick Deputy Chief Gallagher?
Because
100%,
that would
Joey.
be my next call. Like I said, he is the lieutenant in charge of detectives at the time. We were responding to a possible crime scene, possible unattended death. He would be my call.
The normal chain of command.
Correct.
Correct.
You knew at the time that Chief Berkowitz was actually out on leave, having been injured on duty in some similar way.
I don't recall that.
Ask him why they didn't have any evidence bags. I mean, it's the same thing. Just got Stop and Shop written on it. Isn't that what Bukaki said? It's basically the same. And Alan Jackson was like, yeah, no, sir, it's a fucking Stop and Shop bag, you fucking idiot.
Chief Berkowitz is always present.
Look at his
Not only did you respond to the scene, but you were tasked by one of your superiors, or you as the ranking officer on, I guess I should ask this.
I'm a fucking delight, Midnight Mike.
Were you the ranking officer on scene when you arrived?
Yes, sir, I was.
So either having been tasked by one of your superiors, or because you were the ranking officer on scene, did you take over the coordination of the preservation of that crime scene?
Yes, I did.
Hi, Laura. Good to see
So
you.
others were sort of answering to you.
Correct.
You indicated that you had never preserved a crime scene in the snow before.
That's correct.
30 years plus, and your policing experiences here in the Boston area?
Correct.
Snow's a lot.
Sure.
In 30 plus years, you've never
Look at his face. He's like, yep. Yep. Never. I don't go out in the snow. Unlike Tully, who wears his shorts.
processed a crime scene in the snow?
No, I have not.
Nope.
Lucky you.
Nope.
Well, we don't typically process our own crime scenes. Sometimes we use the state police. Sometimes we use Plymouth County detectives.
So save the state police.
So what did the Canton PD actually do then? Why do they need a lieutenant?
You're setting them aside because they were not tasked on this call yet.
Correct.
You were then in charge of preserving this crime scene, right?
That's correct.
What exactly did you do, if you can name the categories? What exactly did you do to actually preserve the entire crime scene?
I'm sure I can tell you that I had Sergeant Good move all the cars so I could photograph the scene, documented by photo evidence. I told Detective Sergeant Lake, make sure he has initial statements from everybody present. And that's basically what we did prior to searching the scene itself.
With regard to Sergeant Lang, you told him to make sure that we had statements, your words, we had statements from all the witnesses that were at the scene.
Initial statements, yes.
Does that mean the people inside the house?
Yes.
Maybe people across the street, if there were people across the street?
No, it didn't include them at the time. It included people that were involved from the prior night's incident outing, I would call it.
At the time that you tasked Sergeant Lang with this responsibility, did you know?
Kraken makes a very good point here. Then, if out of actual crime scene kits, why wouldn't you call those other two agencies and say, we need help? Stop using this blizzard, some flurries of snow, right, as an excuse. Your job, like the mailman, is under all weather. Same, traffic controller, same. Like, suck it up, princess. Have your equipment and do your job. It's like they have one job. Oh. Yes, yeah, they have one job. Yikes.
Personally, that you were standing on the property of Brian Albert?
I did.
Did you also know that
Thanks,
Sergeant
Mike.
Lang had an
Thank you for the gifted
ongoing
memberships.
long-time relationship with the Albert family?
Objection.
Jackson.
Did you know that?
I know he knew them. I think you're mischaracterizing the relationship.
Did you see a problem with having somebody who knew the parties taking the initial statements from those parties?
Not at all, Sergeant Lake.
No, they didn't need to mark where his body was, Kimberly. They just guessed. They had a feeling that this here's where the body was, where Officer John O'Keefe's body was. So, measurement. Who needs it? Who needs it?
No issue at all.
Not in your mind.
Did you know that?
Did you know that?
I know he knew them. I think you're mischaracterizing the relationship.
Did you?
He's actually got kind of a Matt McCabe demeanor, doesn't he? He's very smug. He does the same sort of facial expression, like things with his mouth, and the whole head bobbing and the this and the that. Like, I'm just this guy. Like, you believe me? Yeah. Kind of smart ass, very Matt McCabe.
See a problem with having somebody who knew the parties taking the initial statements from those parties?
Not at all, Sergeant Lake. No issue at all.
Not in your mind?
Not in my mind.
Were you aware that before you got to the location, that Sergeant Lang had taken it upon himself to already make contact with the individuals in the house?
Objection.
I'm going to see you at sidebar, please.
Sidebar. Drop it in the chat. Sidebar. Bob, Lisa, you have such an intelligent, posh, elegant voice. Even when you swear, it sounds so elegant. Thank you, Bob. Jesus fuck, Bob. Your lucky Prince lover has worked you out, and she doesn't say, please, no creeping on me, Shorty. How much does this guy make for doing diddly squat? Yeah, over 300,000. I think it's like 300,000. Sorry, $331,000 was his salary, I think, or his income with overtime, I believe. Stumble words. That's me. Oh, not me. It's definitely me. Fucking punks all covered up the kill. I love that. Fucking punks all covered up the killing of Boston police officer who is a good guy, regardless of the fact that he was a ladies' man. Right? Nobody deserves to die at someone else's hand. No, nobody, even motherfuckers. Like, I was gonna say even if Brian Albert, we might have to talk again. Yes, he does. Karen, more than Lally. I don't know what that is, but yes, definitely more than Lally. Anything is more than Lally except for boring. That's Lally. Officer John O'Keefe was found prone, yes, face down, by Karen and Kerry. Amen, says what the fuck. These fucking pieces of shit think they are the manliest of men too. They're pathetic. Yeah, they're just vile.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I?
May I inquire? Yes, Kraken. Isn't it interesting that instead of Paul O'Keefe filing a civil suit against, Canton PD, Mass State Police, he files one against Karen. Goodness gracious. Exactly. So instead of he should have filed a civil suit against the city for lack of investigative responsibilities as a citizen and impeding justice instead of suing Karen for something she hasn't done. But I mean, not the brightest bulb, is he, Paul O'Keefe, and blinded by the McAlberts and his can't see. He didn't know shit about shit.
Lieutenant, just before we went to sidebar, I'd asked a quick question. Were you aware at the time that you tasked Sergeant
Yes,
White to go
Piney,
talk to
we
the
do.
folks inside the house that he had already gone into the house to talk to?
Yes, I did.
Amber, could you please, or Steph, or Prince Lover?
You indicated
there
that
you
one
go.
of the
Thanks,
reasons,
Steph.
I'd like to move back. I'm bouncing around a little bit. I apologize.
I understand.
One of the things
He's bouncing around on purpose because it throws him off in his lies. It's the same as an investigator, like doing a police interview. Same. Piney, there's the link. And Piney, if you'd like one of these cool free Karen Reid stickers, just take a screenshot of your receipt of your donation and send it to me on anywhere, email or the socials, and I'll have one of my helpers in the States send one out to you. If it's $50 donation or more, you'll get two, but $10 plus gets you one of these bad boys. Pretty cool. And thank you if you're going to donate. Anybody who thinks they might like to donate to Karen's Defense Fund, regardless if you want a sticker or not, you should. I have. Not for a while, but I have. I should do another one.
you talked about was the preservation of the crime scene and the lack thereof because of the inclement conditions.
Correct.
There was wind blowing from all directions.
Yes.
There was snow falling.
Yes.
It was icy cold out.
Yes.
There was already snow accumulated on the ground, about 4 inches, you said.
At least it was different spots because of the wind drifts.
Wouldn't that be even more of a reason in a potential homicide investigation to adequately preserve the scene as best you possibly could?
Of course.
Wouldn't you want to, for instance, protect the area? You mentioned a tent.
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to make sure that anybody from the civilian side and or officers don't just start traipsing through the middle of the crime scene?
That was all done.
As a matter of fact, the first responders had,
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
Had already done what they needed to do in the scene. And Mr. O'Keefe had been transported to the hospital, correct?
That is correct.
So that was not a concern.
No.
So nobody needed to be inside that scene that wasn't authorized to be there.
That's correct.
Civilian or officers.
That's correct.
Who was it that told you specifically where John O'Keefe's body was?
I don't recall specifically.
Very interesting. Motion, what the fuck, said, Michelle, did you intentionally say macabre? Like macabre? Oh my God, I love that. Michelle is the queen of clever dissing nicknames. The queen. She has one for everybody that deserves one, So learn from Michelle, from our girl Michelle. used to be swimming in the petty. Love. She's very clever.
I had a collaborative meeting with Sergeant Lank and Sergeant Good.
Were you aware at the time that you had the meeting with Sergeant Lank that Sergeant Lank did not ever see John O'Keefe's body in the position?
Yes, I did. I don't believe Sergeant Good did, to my knowledge. I believe John O'Keefe may have been in the ambulance at that time.
John O'Keefe, I'm sorry, I got a little confused. John O'Keefe may have been in the ambulance at which time?
When some of the officers arrived.
Okay. So if that were the case, then they wouldn't have any personal knowledge of where John O'Keefe's body was either.
Not to your precise locations, yes.
You mentioned a tent, and you said that you, in an answer to a question by Mr. Lally, you did
We
not
got
go
you,
back to
Crystal.
Canton
I
PD
see
to
you.
get the tent. You had a tent in your trunk or something?
That's correct.
When you interviewed with Lieutenant Tully, did he specifically ask you, this is about a month ago, did he ask you about the tent?
I don't recall.
Would it refresh your
don't
recollection if you were
recall.
to review just a small snippet of your report, of his report
Yes.
about your interview?
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Direct your attention to paragraph 4. Tell me if you recognize that document.
I don't recognize the document. It's the first time I've seen it.
Fair enough. Does it, read the highlighted portion and tell me whether that refreshes your recollection about a conversation you had with Lieutenant Tully.
I don't
about
think he
the
did
tent.
have a pulse.
Okay, I
No,
didn't have-
read it to yourself.
Yes, okay.
You've read that?
Yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
It's a good claim to fame to have, Michelle. Everybody's going to have their own shtick, and that's
You can
yours.
ask him what if that refreshes his recollection.
Does that refresh your recollection of this one?
It doesn't change my recollection.
Sorry to
said
scare
didn't
you, Layla.
recollect Exactly what you told Lieutenant Tully about the tent. And I'm asking, does that refresh your recollection about what you told
No
Lieutenant
pulse.
Tully about the tent?
Yeah, that's not what I said about the tent.
Okay, so
That's what she
you
said.
didn't say, I drove to Canton PD headquarters to retrieve a tent to protect the area where O'Keefe was found from falling snow, but never used the tent due to high winds.
We didn't have a tent at that time.
That wasn't my question. I'm being
Tent,
very specific.
evidence
Did you say
collection,
that to
evidence
Lieutenant Tully?
bags.
No, that was misinterpreted.
Okay, so if he got that, if that's in his report, that's incorrect.
It's not accurate, correct?
Ugh,
Is
where's
there
Alec?
anything else that you read in that report that's not accurate?
You asked me to read the highlighted version. That's what I read. I didn't
off.
see any, I didn't read any other part of the document.
Bev pouring a mojito.
Let me have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
You may have a moment, Mr. Jackson. Whatever you like.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Staying on at the
Sorry.
crime scene.
I thought he
on
needed
January
more of a
29th,
moment.
You indicated, still staying at the crime scene on January 29th, you indicated on direct examination that the area adjacent to the blood stains that you saw and the drinking glass that you found, that area was somewhat trampled by, you presume, the first responders, the EMTs.
That's correct.
You also indicated that you didn't see any other signs of shoe prints going from the street to the house, correct?
From the scene to the house,
From the
correct?
scene to the house.
Correct.
Meaning, what do
Same
you mean
thing.
when you say that, from the scene to the house?
So the house, you have the house, and the scene was to the far left, actually on the property line with number 32. So I didn't see any footprints. The only other footprints I saw was where the officers walked around and put up the crime scene tape.
Meaning walking through the yard
Correct,
and putting up crime scene tape.
correct.
All right, and if somebody had, how many of those sets of prints did you see?
I don't recall.
Did you photograph
recall.
or seek to have anybody else photograph the area from the scene to the house?
Just those long shots that you saw in the exhibit.
Madam Court Reporter's going.
Uh,
Did you see that?
and
Wait.
The
Look at
snow
Madam
was
Court Reporter.
actively falling at the photograph the area
Look at it.
from the scene to the house.
like,
Just those long
"Oh."
shots that you saw in the exhibits.
Okay.
Wait.
The snow was actively falling.
It's day 5, and look at Madam Court Reporter's face. She looks so frazzled. Oh my goodness. Poor Madam Court Reporter.
Photograph the area from the scene to the house.
Just those long shots that you saw in the exhibits.
Okay. And the snow was
That's
actively
awesome.
falling at the time, correct?
Yes,
So if there had been a print a couple of hours earlier, you very well might not see it.
that is correct.
Bob, you've got all
I'd
the
like to
devices.
ask you a couple of questions
8
about the
TVs? How many
collection of
supplies do you
blood.
have, Bob?
You found what you thought was blood
8
initially, right?
TVs?
That's correct.
Pink in color, reddish in color.
Correct.
And you began the process of removing layers of snow, in other words, dusting the area with a leaf blower.
That's correct.
Did you ever
Look at him fucking chewing the inside of his mouth. Bob, I have one television and I don't even have it hooked up. I've lived here for almost 2 years and I've never plugged my television in. Don't. I just watch only YouTubes and I only watch it on the laptop or the phone. So that 8 TVs, Bob, that's wild.
used a leaf blower in a crime scene preservation effort?
First time.
First time. And you indicated your testimony was temporary evidence containers to collect that blood, correct?
Yep, we utilized cups, plastic cups.
Those were red Solo cups, right?
That's correct.
The same kind of red Solo cup you drink beer out of at a barbecue?
Yeah, sure, you could.
Objection, Your Honor. That's correct.
I'll allow it.
There's nothing special about the red Solo cup?
Other than their plastic, nothing special.
And where did you get those red Solo cups?
We got them from Lieutenant Gallagher.
So in other words, you got the, to use your words, the
Wait a
evidence
second.
containers.
Wait a second. Red Solo cup.
Beer out of at a barbecue?
Yeah, sure, you could.
Objection, Your Honor.
Wait.
First
Fuck off, Lally.
And you indicated your testimony was temporary evidence containers to collect that blood, correct?
Yep, we utilized cups, plastic cups.
Those were red Solo cups, right?
That's correct.
The same kind of red
Wow.
Solo cup you drink beer out of at a barbecue?
Yeah, sure, you could.
Objection, Your Honor. That's right.
I'll allow it.
There's
Yes,
nothing
you'll
special
allow
about
it.
the red Solo
I'll
cup?
allow it.
Other than their plastic, nothing special.
And where did you get those red Solo cups?
We got them from Lieutenant Gallagher.
So in other words, you got the, to use your words, the evidence containers from a neighbor.
Taryn, you have 8 TVs?
He had some Solo
What the
cups in his
fuck?
house.
We asked him if he had any plastic containers, any type of plastic container that we could utilize.
How far were you from Canton PD? From 34 Fairview to Canton PD? Give me an idea.
Mile and a half.
So even in really bad weather, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, is that right, to drive?
Sure.
Sure. Too far.
You
Too
didn't go
far.
back to Canton PD to get actual evidence containers, correct?
We wouldn't have temporary plastic containers that what we were looking for. We're looking to take samples of snow. We wouldn't have had, I know for a fact we did not have those. If we needed bags, needle containers, things of that nature, we're all set. But as far as plastic containers that we wanted to utilize, we didn't have them.
Do you have any glass
Why?
containers?
No.
So Canton PD does not have.
Hold on a second there. Calling back to Kraken's thing before about they have evidence collection kits, right? It's like a first aid kit. And in a business organization or in an organization, I guarantee you they need to do stock takes and make sure that they have everything in that evidence kit, same as in a first aid kit, stocked up. So they were all set for syringe containers and stuff. I mean, I know we know this, but Jesus fuck.
Utilized evidence collection containers that are plastic.
We have needle containers that are plastic. We have blood swabs that are in plastic containers. But for
Hi,
what
Kraken.
we wanted to take a
Mwah.
sample, we did
Thank
not
you.
have. So we improvised.
The editing.
My next question is certainly Canton PD employs and owns sterile swabs.
Correct.
Sterile swab is in a container that's long, and usually the swab is connected to the lid, pop
Correct.
it out, and then it's sealed
That's correct.
and forensically stable, correct?
Crystal,
Yes.
tell him you
And the
need a
reason
TV
that
in the
it's
bedroom.
Sealed and forensically stable is so nothing can contaminate the sample, correct?
Sure. Yes.
Just as importantly, the blood sample can't contaminate anything else.
Correct.
Exactly,
Did you
Simi.
go to Canton PD a mile away and get sterile swabs for the blood collection?
Blood was frozen. We didn't think it would be viable.
You didn't think it would be viable?
Correct.
If you touched the swab to cold blood, you think you might get some blood on that swab?
I wasn't sure it would be efficient for testing.
So what you did instead was you gathered red Solo cups from a neighbor,
Right,
unsterilized, and scooped up the snow with what you thought the blood was and just carried them back to the truck?
Nope. We took 6 samples, individual samples. Our philosophy was we'll let the crime lab extract it the way they best see fit. Those 6 samples were bagged
Michelle.
and then transported
So
back
sorry.
to Canton Police
All
Headquarters. and
long
placed
months
into
of
evidence.
grifting.
Were they covered?
See, I am a
No, not that I
grifter.
recall.
They weren't sealed in
am.
any way?
No.
So if somebody sneezed over the top of one of those cups,
They were sealed in a bag, brown evidence bag. At that time, nobody was going to sneeze over the cup.
you have a rough estimate of how many people handled
Could be Emma.
those red Solo cups before they were used to collect blood evidence in this homicide case?
You want me to estimate?
Give me an idea.
Sure. Sergeant Lank.
No, I'm sorry. My question was a bad one. Before
Never.
you took possession of the red
Alan,
Solo
never.
cups, do you have any idea how many people before you had handled those Solo cups?
I took them out of a package, so probably none.
How about before they were packaged?
I assume Solo doesn't sell contaminated cups. I would say none.
Oh, but
So
it's
they're
not
certainly not forensically
sterile.
stable. They're not sterile.
God damn it.
I don't know what definition you're looking for, but I would agree.
Get the fuck out of here. His mouth's getting all claggy. Look at it. Oh, my jaw just clicked. Yikes. And my ears are ringing. Fantastic. What's going on with my body, my brain?
I took them out of a package, so probably.
My question was a bad one. Before you took possession of the red Solo cups, do you have any idea how many people before you had handled those Solo cups?
I took them out of a package, so probably none.
How about before they were packaged?
I assume Solo doesn't sell contaminated cups. I would say none.
So they're certainly not forensically stable. They're not sterile.
I don't know what definition you're looking for, but I would agree.
Do you think it's standard practice for a police department to borrow red Solo cups from a neighbor to gather evidence?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that, Lieutenant.
Of course not.
Mwah.
Nothing about the scene was standard.
Right.
Right. And
Glass
Michelle.
shard. I'll touch on the Solo cups
Grifting
in
and
just a second,
pushing the
but I wanna
grift
talk about the
harder.
glass shard of the
Thanks,
drinking
love.
glass. Were you the one that found the drinking glass?
I was operating the leaf blower and uncovered the glass. Yes.
So you were the first one. Well, I guess you couldn't tell me if you're the first one, but you noticed it pretty quick.
I wouldn't say it was quick, but we uncovered it.
Layla.
Okay. And then there is a.
You know what we love? We love it when someone in the chat gets a membership. That's awesome. Yay, Layla. Yay. And Steph says, outrage. Jesus fuck, Gallagher. What the fuck? Not you, what the fuck? What the fuck him?
You mentioned a CARS report in your direct examination. There was a report done of where some of these items were found, correct?
You'll have to clarify. I'm not sure what you mean.
Did you mention a CARS report, which is a report of the crime scene, where things were located, mapping of those things?
You objected. It was sustained. I never got to answer that question.
Touche.
Oh, no, Stan.
Your Honor,
Wait.
may I approach?
Yes.
Of those
There's a whole lot of laughs with
What you
Gallagher.
mean?
Did you mention a CARS report?
Wait.
Which is
Did you see that? He just, it's getting a bit tight in the old collar. And then another funny.
where some of these items were found, correct?
You'll have to clarify. I'm not sure what you mean.
Ready?
Did you mention a CARS report, which is a report of the crime scene, where things were located, mapping of those things?
You objected. It was sustained. I never got to answer that question.
Touche. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Have you been driving?
I'll show you a document and see if you recognize that.
You know, there's so many what the fucks.
I don't
going on in
recognize
these
it. I can
streams.
tell you what it is.
That's okay. If you don't recognize it, that's all I need. Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
Thank you. Are you familiar generally? I don't necessarily need to talk about this one, but are you familiar generally with CARS reports?
Not at all.
Not at all. That's not sort of in your framework.
Not in my realm.
Okay. Are you aware that there is a process by which items of evidence are mapped, or they attempt to be mapped for a crime scene?
I'm not. I don't do homicide investigations. I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Again, with regard to where the blood drops were found, let me go back to one other question I had. You said you took 6 samples, correct?
That's correct.
Did you precisely indicate in any report or note or diagram exactly which blood drops were in which solo cup?
I did not.
As you were using that snowblower and you uncovered the glass cup and more of the blood samples, at any point, did you see a size 12 men's shoe black in color?
No.
At any point, did you see a man's baseball hat black in color?
No.
You actually dug out a portion of you didn't dig it out, you moved it with your foot, or somebody did, a portion of the berm or the curb that separates the street from the yard, correct?
That is correct.
At any point along that curb line, did you see a men's shoe?
Along the exposed curb line, no.
Did you see it anywhere else?
No.
And you didn't see a hat anywhere else?
No.
You didn't see any bright red taillight material anywhere else?
I did not.
You did not see any clear taillight material?
I did not.
You did not see any black plastic material? No. You certainly didn't see 45 pieces of plastic material?
I did not.
Nope. 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 Nope.
If you had found a broken glass, if you find a broken glass on somebody's yard in a situation like this, did that seem out of place to you?
They were coming from a bar. It didn't seem totally out of place, no.
At the time that you found the broken glass, would you rationally think, well, maybe the rest of this glass is inside the residence?
No.
You did not think that?
No, there was a reason that I didn't think that.
Did you think that?
No,
well, let me ask you
correctly,
this.
you're
Did
right.
you ever go inside the house to search for
Amber?
the other part of the glass?
Absolutely not.
Because you
Add
made up your
more
mind
food.
initially
Cherry
where that glass
tomato.
came from.
Objection.
Salami.
You can answer that, sir.
No.
No.
Did you search the house for any other matching glasses?
No, no,
Matter of fact, you didn't search the house for any physical items, did you?
of course not.
Is that because that house belonged to a Boston police officer?
No, it's because it requires probable cause, as you know, which we did not have.
Or at least you didn't think you had at that time?
We knew we didn't have it.
Did you seek it from a judge?
I'm familiar with what probable cause is.
Did you seek a probable cause warrant from a judge?
No, I did not.
Right. Did you ask for consent to search the house?
We wouldn't do consent, and that's in a death investigation.
Yeah, that was my question.
His dog, yeah. Hell yeah! I just ate 2 jalapeno cheese sausage dogs. Well, that sounds delicious, Amber. It's a hell of a lot more delicious than salami and tomatoes. But this guy's a fucking clown show. Wow.
My question
No,
is,
I did not.
okay. Is that because you were at the house of a Boston police officer?
No, it's because we wouldn't do it. Because if consent is denied, we still don't have probable cause, and we still couldn't search the house.
But you never asked, did you?
Never asked.
Nope. Never asked. Never asked. Look, he must be talking so slowly.
According to your interview with Lieutenant Tully, after going to the scene the
Another
first
throat
time,
clear?
you then returned back to Canton Police Department, correct?
Yes,
At that point, you remember having a conversation with Chief Berkowitz, correct?
that is correct.
And you indicated that having that conversation with Chief Berkowitz, that was about Canton Police Department recusing themselves.
Not doing any further investigative interviews, yes.
And you indicated actually in that conversation that you agreed with Chief Berkowitz that Canton should be recused, correct?
He agreed with me.
Your assessment that the recusal should take place?
Yes, it was.
And he agreed?
That is correct.
Okay. And the reason for that recusal was because of the relationship between the Albert family and the Canton Police Department?
No.
What was the reason for the recusal?
The reason was we had a
Amber,
Boston police
yikes.
officer on another Boston police officer's lawn or property, and that property owner was the brother of somebody in our investigative unit.
Okay. That's one way to put it. Another way to put it would be because of the Albert family having a relationship with the Canton Police Department.
It has to do with Detective Albert having a relationship with his family.
Right. Or the other side of that is his family having a relationship with Canton Police Department.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Go ahead. Move on, please.
What time was that conversation with Chief Berkowitz?
It was after 8 a.m. when we got back to the police department.
You then traveled back to 34 Fairview to interview the homeowners with Sergeant Lang?
Sergeant Lang was doing the interviews, yes, but I accompanied him.
Okay. Approximately what time did you arrive back at 34 Fairview to engage these interviews?
Approximately 9 o'clock.
Were you and Sergeant Lank?
Wrong.
Well, let me ask you this.
You
At that
wrong.
time, did you know whether Sergeant Lank had already gone into the home?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you knew that you were not the first person to go in and make contact with the individuals inside the home. That was Sergeant Lank
Sergeant Lank and Sergeant Good, correct.
before you ever got there.
Correct.
Okay. Did they show you any documentation, notes, or anything of that initial
100%
interview?
Simi.
Do you know whether or not
Every
they took
cop.
notes of that initial interview?
I don't.
Do you know whether they recorded that initial interview?
I know they did not.
Montana.
You indicated that you personally knew Brian Albert. Is that right?
I knew him since I became a police officer, yes.
And so you indicated that you had a professional relationship with him, but not necessarily a personal relationship with him.
Correct.
Did you know that he was in the house before you walked in the house?
No, I did not.
What was your your professional interaction with Brian Albert before you walked into that house that day?
Previously?
Correct.
So in general, as a detective, he was with the fugitive unit at one point.
Sidebar. I know mostly all of you chatters, shorties, are old enough to remember this. When anyone ever says previously, do you say in your head on NYPD Blue? Wait, I got to clear my throat, obviously, because I didn't even have cheese, but still. Wait. This. It's not long enough. Previously on NYPD Blue. Just had to come here to say that. Yes.
He was helpful when we had a fugitive we needed to apprehend in Boston, things of that nature, job-related things.
Had you ever, for lack of a better phrase, hung out with Brian Albert?
Not a day.
Never socialized with him?
No, not intentionally. It's possible if I went to a retirement party, could he have been present? Possibly, but not that I'm aware.
But you had no social relationship with him?
Zero.
You indicated that there were 5 or 6 people inside the house, including Brian Albert and Jennifer McCabe.
Yes, that is correct.
So you clearly knew those 2 people.
I didn't know Jen McCabe. I know that Sergeant Lake was going to speak with her, but I didn't know her personally.
Hi, Phoebe.
Never had a
Mackin,
conversation with her.
What was it about Jen McCabe that you recall, as opposed to the other 4 or 5 people that were in the house?
Sergeant Lake was talking to her.
You just remember that name?
That's who he went to talk to.
Got it. So he went back specifically with the intent of talking to Jennifer McCabe.
That's correct.
That's when you accompanied.
That is correct.
Was that interview recorded?
No.
Did you take any notes about that interview?
I did not.
Did you write a report about that interview?
I did not.
Octadex is very commonly used around here.
You said that there were, other than Brian Albert and Jennifer McCabe, there were 3 or 4 other people in the house.
Yes.
Were those 3 or 4 other people in the house at the time that John O'Keefe was found dead or dying on the lawn?
I don't have the answer to that.
Did you think that might have been an important thing to find out?
Again, I didn't think of that at that time, and I didn't think it was important at that time. I knew that Sergeant Lank had already interviewed people in the house.
You had what you knew at that time, Lieutenant, was you had an officer, a Boston police officer, who was either dead or dying on the front lawn of a house with a bunch of occupants, and you didn't think that it was necessary to investigate or interview those occupants yourself?
No, I did not. At that time, I wanted to not participate in investigative interviews.
You did tell Lieutenant Tully in your interview with him, you volunteered that Brian Higgins was not present when you went back to the house, correct?
I didn't believe he was.
What? You didn't believe he was?
No, I don't recall Brian Higgins being there. I don't recall who the other people were at that time.
But Brian Higgins was not one.
I don't know the answer to that. He could have been. I can't say with certainty.
You know Brian Higgins?
I do.
Obviously, you know him well.
I do.
In fact, you occupy sort of the same space at Canton PD, correct?
That is correct.
Besties with Higgy. And Tell the Truth says you get paid to know what's happening, right? Like these bumbling idiots. It's not Keystone Cops, though. This is willful ignorance, and it's horrifying. And I wanted to play this, but it took me a long time.
Well, you might see him most days out of the week.
No, but I know him.
Okay. As a matter of fact, you've got a social relationship with Brian Higgins as well.
I have been social with Brian Higgins, yes.
So you know him professionally and socially. You can't tell the jurors whether or not he was in that home when you went back over there to interview individuals about a Boston police officer who had fallen and was either dead or dying on the front lawn.
Objection.
Go ahead and answer that, sir.
I can't answer that question. I had no conversation with Brian Higgins, so I don't recall.
Do you see him look at the jury there?
You do know that on January 29th, well, let me ask you, foundationally, did you go back after that series of unrecorded interviews? Did you go back to Canton Police Department to work the rest of the day?
Yes.
Brian Higgins was also at the station for nearly the entire day.
Again, I don't recall that.
You aware that Brian Higgins had been granted a key card for the station?
Yes.
And I'm guessing that is a relatively rare thing if you're not a Canton police officer to have a key card and full access to the station.
There were a couple of ATF agents that had that access, yes.
Okay, but he was one of them.
He was one of them, yes.
Is that access restricted, Lieutenant? In other words, does his key card work the same as your key card?
I don't know the answer to that.
He would have, to your knowledge, he roamed throughout the station at will, correct?
I don't know how he roamed. He's a very private person. You very rarely see him. Usually his habits were he'd go up a front stairwell right to his office.
But his access, I guess I'm struggling with the question. His access was not limited to your knowledge.
I don't know the answer to that. I can't answer that to
You
my
know
knowledge.
the answer. You liar. This is infuriating.
I would doubt it.
Jerry.
You would doubt that it would be limited.
I would doubt
Yes.
he'd
I
have
put
unlimited
salami and
access.
tomatoes.
The patrolmen don't have full access. It all depends by your grade. Where he's an outside agency, I'm sure he had limited access.
No.
The doors, only whoever's in the dispatch area, the overhead doors. There is one pedestrian door that everybody would have access to.
So he would have access to that as well.
Yes.
Where is Chief Berkowitz's office in relation to the rest of Canton PD, the physical building?
The best way to describe it, I don't know if the jury is familiar with the building, but if you were looking from Washington Street dead on, it's the top floor, far left office.
And is that, I don't know this, I'm not being, it's not rhetorical. Is it 3 floors or 2 floors?
So
Interesting, Phoebe. Phoebe says, I didn't realize until LV Cops interviewed Peter Murphy that the DPW dispatch, what does DPW stands for? The Department of Works, yes, was called at 4 a.m. and told a man was hit by a snowplow. Is that Peter Murphy said that? Bev is almost 70. Bev is 69. Nanites. Thanks, Melissa. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I never heard that either, said Stan. Interesting. Department of Public Works. Yes. My brain got it, but you guys are a little bit behind. It took me a minute, but thank you, chat. Thank you.
it's really 3 floors, but it's numbered 1, 1A, and 2.
So he would be on 2, 3 physical floors up.
Correct.
Thank you.
20 years difference.
When you had the meeting that you earlier described with Chief Berkowitz, where you indicated Canton PD needed to recuse itself, was that in his office or someplace else?
That was in the office of the detective sergeant.
Which is where?
It's on floor 1A.
All right, we're going to take a 5-10 minute break.
She needs a ciggy. Lally needs a dart. Okay, so that's been floating around for a bit, huh? There's so many snippets of information that just, wild. I wonder if the defense team can call the Department of Public Works, whoever took that call, as a witness, because that's interesting, isn't it? Jesus Louises, it's very interesting. Anyway, let's get through this break. Paul O'Keefe, free Karen Reid, gorgeous woman, inside and out, big in any energy. Let's go. Only fan. From the ridiculous to the sublime. Let's get fucking serious, huh? Jury back in.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Thank you. Go back and
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Mr. Jackson.
Happy birthday, Stan. You're the best age ever.
You had started to tell us
Hi,
at the
Terry.
scene who handled those solo cuts. Can you describe that for us, please?
Pausing for a minute to say Sherry is one of my helpers in the States who sends out the stickers. So is Taryn. My brain always forgets a lot of people. Notorious Jules is one, Jules. So Sherry can attest to the fact that the deal is that the people if they want a sticker, they donate directly to Karen's Defense Fund, and then I send my helpers usually the screenshot of their donation, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just send their address, but I always get the screenshot. And they send the stickers out, right, Sherry? Bloody hell.
I handled them to the scene. Sergeant Lang collected the samples.
Under your supervision?
Yes.
Did anybody other than Sergeant Lang handle those solo cups?
No.
So once they were in his possession, they remained in his possession until they were booked into evidence?
They were bagged, placed in Sergeant Lang's vehicle. He transported them to Camp Police Headquarters, transported it into the office, and logged them in as evidence. Yes.
Did you watch all that happen?
I did not.
You did not. So you're presuming those next steps after he was out of your view?
I know that because he told me so.
Well, that's hearsay. Move to strike, Your Honor.
All right, I'll strike the end of that.
Thank you. Not what.
He transported them to Camp Police Headquarters.
I love when Alan
transported
objects
it
to his own
into the office
stuff.
and logged them in as evidence. Yes.
Did you watch all that happen?
I did not.
You did not. So you're presuming those next steps after he was out of your view?
I know that because he told me so.
Well, that's hearsay. Move to strike, Your Honor.
Boom,
All right,
Alan
I'll strike the
Jackson.
end of that.
Thank you. Not what he told you, what you observed.
I did not observe.
Mardi
They placed
Gras.
it in evidence. Yes.
At what point did you lose sight of those solo cups?
When I got in my vehicle to leave the scene.
We just need some more
So once the solo
donations,
cups
Jerry Berry.
were in his, you saw them go in the brown paper bag,
That's correct.
the evidence bag. Then you saw him go in the truck.
That's correct.
And at that point,
Thank you,
you
Prince.
don't have any personal information about what happened to those solo cups. Personal observations.
Until I removed them from temporary evidence, I have no recollection. Correct.
Wadia says, been lurking. Glad to hear you're lurking, Wadia. The 4 a.m. snowplow call has been around for a long time. I guess there is no way to fact check it. Interesting. So I wonder if it's true.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about once you were inside the home. You've already indicated that you did not seek a search warrant. You did not seek consent to search the home, correct?
That's correct.
Did you look around the house for any sign of a struggle or a fight?
No.
Did you go to the basement at all?
No.
Had you ever been in the house before that morning at 9 a.m.?
Never.
Sorry?
Never.
Okay. Did you go to the backyard?
No.
Do you know,
No,
did you personally
no,
observe
no.
whether or not that house has a bulkhead door that services the basement?
I have no idea.
Did you photograph any portion of the house?
The front of the house.
Sorry, bad question. Good point. Inside the house, did you photograph any part of the house?
No.
Did you have a cell phone with you?
Yes.
Has a camera on it?
Yes.
So you could have photographed it, you chose not to.
I would have needed permission or a warrant.
And you got neither.
That's correct.
You sought neither.
That's correct.
Did you
Look at him
photograph any
smiling.
individuals in the home for instance, or
Nah.
anything like that?
No.
No,
Did
unnecessary
you
bullshit.
or Sergeant Lank separate the witnesses before they were interviewed?
There was only one witness he was interviewing,
Who was that?
Jen McCabe.
Where was everybody else in the house?
I believe they were all in the same area, the kitchen. I believe it was the kitchen.
Those individuals were not taken to a different part of the house.
Not that I'm aware, no.
They were allowed to communicate with and among one another.
Sure. Yes.
Cheers, Sherry Berry.
And I think you already answered
Cheers.
this, but I'm going to ask it just to make sure I'm clear. None of
Cheers.
that interview of Jim McCabe was not recorded in any way. Audio or video recorded.
Correct.
How long were you inside the house for that
Every
interview?
day is a long day for me at the moment, Sherry Berry.
10 minutes,
Weeks
maybe.
And weeks.
Other than Jim McCabe being interviewed, were any of the other witnesses inside that house asked any questions by Sergeant Lank or by you?
No, not that I believe so. Not that I recall.
Hi, Red Medal. Good to see you.
Were you the person on February 1st who gave access to the Massachusetts State Police to the Sally Port?
I was probably one of them. The Sally Port doors can only be opened by dispatch.
Did you approve or authorize those doors to be opened for purposes of MSP coming in, Massachusetts State Police coming in and processing that vehicle?
I don't know if I specifically did it at that point, but I certainly would, yes.
You knew that the vehicle had been in that Sally Port since January 29th in the afternoon.
Yes, Moon Goddess. Yes.
I don't believe
Sure.
what point I knew it was in the Sally Port, but I did know it was there for days
Smug
before,
as
yes.
fuck, Simi.
And if it had been there from January 29th to February 1st, that's 3 full days.
That's correct.
From the time that SUV arrived and was situated in the Sally Port,
Facts, Mary. You don't smile when a brother is dead during trial. This is a somber occasion. He's got his Jupiter's Delight smile going hard, right? He loves this. What are you going to do about it, Jackson? Like, what are you fucking going to do about it? Well, everything they can.
how many people had access to that truck, that SUV?
How many people had access or access to the Sally Port, or is that one? Are you asking one
One
of
and the
the?
same.
I would say the entire department.
Love you, Amber.
Dozens,
Yes, correct.
hundreds,
No, we're very small.
Very small. That's what she
So
said.
we're probably
That's what she
45.
said.
45. And just about every one of those 45 people would have access to that Sally Port and that SUV had they wanted to.
Had they wanted to, yes.
And that 45 doesn't include Brian Higgins.
It probably does, but he would have access as well.
Thank you. Those same individuals that would have access to the SUV inside the Sally Port, very obviously, would also have access to anything else that had been placed in the Sally Port along with the SUV, correct?
That is correct.
Did you photograph or cause to be photographed that SUV immediately upon its arrival into the Sally Port on January 29th?
I wasn't working. No.
No, we didn't do
Did
that.
anybody, to your
Crazy
knowledge,
talk.
seek
Crazy
to
talk.
photograph the condition of that vehicle immediately when it arrived at the Sally Port?
I wasn't there. I
Copy.
can't say.
You've certainly never seen any photographs from January 29th immediately when that SUV was brought into the Sally Port, right?
Other than our evidence, I haven't seen any evidence in this case.
You indicated that
Reese.
Massachusetts State Police was having some difficulty removing the light. We saw
Reese, Bev's hair is she a drunk? So unkempt and confident at the same time. Girl, you nailed it, right? She's like, what of it? What of it? She's like, Glinda.
a short snippet of the video, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Who made the decision to even remove the taillight? Was that Canton PD or was it Massachusetts State Police?
That would have been somebody within the state police.
Okay. And then you contacted Officer Wanless
Get happy
to
with us,
actually
Red Medal.
facilitate the removal of that light,
Watch this
I
clown.
contacted dispatch to ask Officer Wanless to return.
And you knew at the time that Officer Wanless was a sworn Canton police officer.
That's correct.
But Lieutenant Gallagher, you told us just a few minutes ago that you and the chief, actually you and the chief agreed that the Canton Police Department was completely recused from this case in the investigation based on a conflict of interest, correct?
No, you're spinning it. What I said was from participating in investigative interviews.
You're
So
spinning
they
it?
could take part, Canton Police Department could take part in any other part of the investigation, according to you, with the exception of investigative interviews?
We can open doors. We can facilitate things. Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing. No. Yeah. Yeah. If it's an assist, round peg, round hole, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so in other words, Canton Police Department, notwithstanding the conflict of interest, was still allowed to participate in the investigation of the Karen Reed matter.
There was no conflict of interest. I said appearance of conflict of interest. So we have to be careful. I didn't believe there was a conflict. I honestly believe we could have
Conflict of
investigated this case,
Well, you
but it
also-
wasn't the appearance.
Sir. It's the same as Bev recusing herself or not. It's not whether there is an actual conflict of interest. It's the appearance of, which is the concern. The end, like period, full stop. By Canton Police Department, by Mrs.
Of such a conflict.
You also didn't believe that there was probable cause to search the house even.
I know.
Lol.
That
Lol,
answer was
Alan Jackson,
it's
lol.
stricken, and so's the question.
No, it's not. Fuck that. Can't put that shit back in the horse.
So Canton Police Department was in fact, at your authority, given permission to manipulate that light in terms of pulling it out of the SUV, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Canton Police Department was allowed to
Lally.
facilitate the removal of that light.
She
Yes.
did say that, Prince Lover.
And during
And
the course
McKay
of the
did say
removal of
that.
that light, that taillight was broken, correct?
That's correct.
And shattered.
Yes.
Parts of it that were falling onto the ground.
I don't think there was anything falling on the ground at that point.
Indignant.
So now we do have evidence that that taillight, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, was broken or broken more once it was inside the Sally Port in Canton PD's custody.
What?
You're gonna have to rephrase that. I don't understand the broken more part.
what?
During the removal process, that
Mhm.
light was
What?
broken even more.
No.
No. That didn't happen. No. Righto, mate.
Okay, approach.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Come on over, Alan Jackson.
Just take a look at that
Oh,
photograph and tell me if
Reese.
you recognize it.
Oof.
I don't recognize the photographs. First time I've seen it.
Do you recognize what's depicted in the photograph?
It's a broken taillight.
Does that appear to be
Here
the
we
taillight
go.
that was removed during the process that we saw in the video just a
Objection.
few minutes ago under direct examination?
I can only assume it is. I've never examined the light.
So you can't assume. So can you answer the question, Lieutenant?
No.
You don't recognize it?
No.
Okay. And were you, I didn't see you on the video, but it was a very dark video. Were you there?
Yes, I'm in the gray shirt.
Okay. Were you there as Officer Wanless was actually removing the taillight from the vehicle?
Hi, Patricia. Good
Not
to
sure.
see you.
I'd have to watch the
Kathy,
video again.
hi.
Okay.
Good to
Do you
see
recall if pieces and parts were being broken off and shattered while he was removing it?
Not at all.
May I approach?
Yes.
Yes. Bev's not happy now. She's starting a little concerned. Absolutely, Matilda. One thing Alan
Were you the
Jefferson
person
doesn't do
who
is
actually
spin.
recovered? I think you did answer this. You were not the person who knelt down and actually recovered the blood droplets.
Correct.
That was Sergeant Leonard.
That's good.
Chat is Bay, Reese. Chat is Bay.
When you gave the, sorry, let me rephrase that.
Rephrase.
Was it you or Sergeant Lank that put the solo cups into the evidence bag?
Sergeant Lank.
Was that in your presence?
Lanka, you're done.
How long before, after he put the solo cups in the evidence bag, did he put the evidence bag in
Can
his
you
truck?
answer that?
Seconds, less than a minute.
And then how long did the truck sit there until he left or you left and you were no longer able to observe it?
He left immediately.
You were at the location on, sorry, the location of the Sally Port on February 3rd. You've already testified to that, correct?
No, I testified February 1st.
I'm sorry, my mistake.
Look at his face. He's got such a punchable face. I hate him.
You also indicated that at your direction that Sergeant Lank booked the solo cups into the evidence locker.
That's procedure, yes.
Right. I understand it's procedure. I'm asking if he actually did it.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see a log of that?
Excuse me?
Did you see a log of that?
I saw the police report.
Which police report?
Excuse me? Oh, the stalling of it all. Wait, that was good. I mean, good, bad, good.
You also indicated that at your direction that Sergeant Lank booked the solo cups into the evidence locker.
That's procedure, yes.
Right. I understand it's procedure. I'm asking if he actually did it.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see a log of that?
Excuse me?
Did you see a log of that?
I saw the police report.
The police
It's not a log, man.
The original call.
Okay. And in that police
Yeah,
report, you
done.
indicated that you took the solo cups back to Canton Police Department and booked them into evidence, right?
It was given a property number and assigned to temporary evidence.
And when something is given a property number,
Exactly
is there
right.
an officer working that
Obfuscation
property
expert,
area
great word.
to assign the property numbers?
No, the officer placing the property into evidence assigns the property number himself.
I see. So that officer would assign a property number and physically place that
Christmas log.
into temporary, what's it called again?
Temporary evidence until the evidence officer takes custody of it.
Okay. Did an evidence officer actually take custody of these items?
No, because it was being transferred to
He looks like the bald eagle out of the Muppets.
the state police, so it wasn't going into our permanent evidence locker.
100%.
So where
And
do
I'd say
those
it.
cups sit for the 3 days between January 29th and February 1st?
In a refrigeration unit in temporary evidence.
And is there
Seriously,
a
Timmy,
log
the
to sign
Canton
in and
salute
sign
for
out to make sure
Gallagher.
that the chain of custody of items like this are maintained?
The evidence officer keeps that log, yes.
Is
Who's
there
that?
any log, Lieutenant Gallagher, of these items being booked into the temporary evidence locker?
There should be, but I don't know for a fact, but there should be, yes.
I agree there should be. I'm asking you if there is.
I don't know the answer to that.
The fact of the matter is there is no log or document or report ever showing that these items were ever booked into the temporary evidence locker at Canton PD. Isn't that right?
Like ever.
I don't believe that's accurate.
Do you have that evidence log?
I don't have access to the evidence log.
Did you get access to the evidence log?
No.
You're a supervisor at Canton PD.
That's
Why would
correct.
you not have access to the evidence log?
I think only 2 or 3 people have access to evidence.
Who would they be?
The evidence officer,
Which is who?
Paul DiGiapietro, Sergeant,
Can you spell that for us, please?
DIGIAMPIETRO.
Who else?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm assuming.
Nah, I
the
don't
chief of
know. I'm
police,
like I'm like the
Berkowitz, I would assume.
lieutenant. I'm a lieutenant.
most likely,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Possibly, yes.
Head of detectives?
No,
Any other lieutenants or supervisors?
I don't believe so. I know I don't have access as a lieutenant.
Nope. Nope.
If there's no evidence log of an item being booked into evidence, that's a pretty good indicator that it actually never made it into the evidence log, evidence locker, correct?
Objection.
Sustain.
Look at his mouth. Like I know we're talking about his mouth a lot, but he's like,
We do know that wherever it went, the blood items went back to, and the glass went back to Canton PD, correct?
Shelley, yes. Yes, he should know. Bumbling idiot.
Yes.
Not incompetence. They do fail to understand English also. You're right.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
Free my boy Billy Tibbetts.
Well,
May I approach briefly?
Yes.
Lieutenant, I'm going to ask you kindly to take a look at those 4 photographs, and then once you've had a chance to review them, just look up at me and I'll ask you a couple.
Did you see them?
I don't know what was just handed to the witness.
Can you answer that? Did she ignore you?
Why don't you go take them from the witness? Take a look.
There's copies right here as well.
Thank you.
Yes. Disdain for AJ. Yes, yes, yes. Bob, yes, Alyssa and ducks are big crimes in Canton. Right. Canton.
May I approach briefly?
Canton.
Yes.
These cops have no experience in homicides or real crimes like city cops, but they are paid more.
4 or 5.
Okay.
Boom.
Take your time.
I'm all set.
Do you recognize those photos, or what's depicted in those photos?
Yes.
Do you recognize the
What
time
idea?
frame those photos would have been taken
Yikes.
Yes.
based on context?
Yes.
February 1st, correct?
I have no idea if it was February 1st, but it would be between the 29th of
you.
January and February 1st.
Fair enough. Your Honor, may I publish?
Okay. Do they have they been introduced?
They have not yet been introduced, Your Honor. I'm sorry, protocol-wise, I missed that step. I need to ask that these be marked as next in order.
Oh, Alan.
Is there
Yikes.
any objection?
Incompetent corruption, right? Is that a thing? Beaker. You said that in LV cops. Oh, poor dear. Yikes. Did you delete it or did you just leave it? That's so funny. LV cops was in our live last night, in the last little bit. Steve, he's come in a couple of times.
Hold on. They're still being marked. And the
Whoa,
court
whoa,
reporter has to
whoa.
record everything you say.
Madam Court Reporter, hold on now. Jesus fuck, Jackson. Jokes, lol.
Shorty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shorty.
That's the best. That's the best idea. That's so funny.
Okay.
And with the court's permission, Lieutenant, I'm going to try to go in the same order, so you might want to glance at this photograph to make it better visual for you. I'd like to ask you if you recognize what's depicted in this photograph, especially
So good. Chef's kiss, mate. Mwah.
the area
Love.
right down here on the right, bottom right. You see that white rag?
I do.
Put your dick
Lieutenant,
away,
if you take
Jim.
a quick,
Right,
a
Noe?
close look at that rag. I'm going to ask
Thank
you to identify it on the photograph. Do you see a couple of little dark marks on what appear to be that
I see it on that screen.
better visual? Okay, fair enough. What's the position of that rag as it relates to the vehicle in the photograph?
It's the rear passenger side.
Right rear quarter panel, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And is that, in fact, the SUV in question?
I believe it is.
Okay. The SUV that belonged to Ms. Reed?
I believe it is. Yes.
Okay. Let's take a look at the, excuse me. It's 37.
37, okay.
Is this 37? Thanks. Your Honor, for the record, we were just speaking about.
Hey, Amber, could you please
Item 37.
Okay.
email it to me? Is that okay? Just then I can pull it up. That's what she said. I can pull it up on my laptop. I don't have Discord on my laptop.
Looking at 38. Does that appear to be the same rag in the photograph?
It does, yes.
Okay. You see a shadow sort of looming over the top of the photograph?
I do.
Given what you just said about evidence item 37, does that appear to be the shadow of the right rear quarter panel of the truck?
I would guess it's the tailgate.
So you can't guess.
I would say it was the tailgate. The tailgate's up, maybe the tailgate's up at this point.
You see a bag in the middle of the photograph.
Yes.
Can you read what's on that bag?
Stop and shop.
Okay. That does not look like an evidence bag, does it, sir?
No.
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, it looks like a grocery bag.
I forgot about that.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you please email it
Not
to
a
me,
forensically
darling?
stable
Thank you.
item, correct?
Correct.
Certainly not sterile.
Correct. Correct.
You know where that bag came from?
I do not.
Was that a bag that you supplied to Sergeant Lang?
I do not know. Do not recall.
Blank got the
Did it
Stop and
have
Shop bag.
bacon
I do
in
not
it,
know.
sir?
Next photograph, please.
This is so good.
39.
A used one, not even a fresh one.
Taking a look at what's been
The
marked as
horror,
evidence
shock
item
and horror.
39. You recognize what's in the middle of the photograph.
Yes,
What is that?
those are the plastic cups with the coagulated blood.
Do you see on the top of the photograph the same rag
I do.
with the same markings?
Yes,
It appear that those unsealed
Thanks,
cups
Amber.
with liquid blood in them are situated right near the right rear quarter panel of the SUV in this photograph.
they are to the rear of the vehicle. Yes.
And next item, please. And this appears to be evidence item 41. I'm sorry, 40. You see the same white rag,
Yes.
and you see the same evidence bag. I'm sorry, Stop and Shop bag, correct?
Correct.
And it's filled with 6 solo cups
Correct.
with what appears to be liquid blood.
Correct.
Does that photograph appear to be taken at or about the same place near the right rear quarter panel of the SUV?
It's actually, I would say that the mat is the mat to the entrance to the booking area. So that is probably a couple of feet behind the vehicle.
Okay. Let's go back to
I
evidence
think
item
it was
number
Bukkake. It was Bukkake
37.
stuff.
Should be the first photograph. You see the rag in that photograph?
Yes, I do.
Let's go to the next item. Now you see the map, and it's, I'm sorry, I should note this for the record, that we're now looking at 38. You see the mat and the rag in this photograph,
I do.
and you see a tire on that map,
Yes.
a golf cart of some sort that belongs to the Canton Police Department.
It's a Kubota. Yes.
A Kubota, thank you.
Kubota.
Looks like the rag is in the same spot.
Yes.
All right, so the blood inside the Stop and Shop bag is sitting right next to the right rear quarter panel of that truck, correct?
You can see the rear tire. It's probably at least 3 feet from the rear. If you look at the top, I can use the marker here. This appears to me to be the rear tire, which would put this a couple of feet behind the vehicle.
Understood.
Understood.
That's all
Oh
I
my
have.
God.
Lights.
I don't work out how to do it.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Back. I don't know what happened. My internet just dropped out. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hang on. I'm back. Back. Yikes. Don't know what happened there. Back. Thanks, chat. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Let me get this. I was looking at something and then I came back and it was all fucking gone. Hang on. I think my I was trying to open that video, Amber. Wait, present screen. Gosh, professionals. Hang on. Jesus, and I didn't even panic. We good. We good,
Sitting
chat.
right next to the right rear quarter panel of that truck. Correct.
You can see the rear tire.
God
It's
damn it.
probably at least 3 feet from the rear. If you look at the top, I can use the marker here. This appears to me to be the rear tire, which would put this a couple of feet behind the vehicle.
Understood.
I need a vape.
That's all I have. Lights. Would you agree that having unsealed and unsecured blood next to the right rear portion of the SUV
Crystal, it
is
was
a
not your
recipe for cross-contamination?
We back.
You want me to speak to, if I could speak to this incident alone?
That's a yes or no question. Do you think
Okay,
that's
it's not yes or no, but for your purposes, I would say yes.
and in fact, could even be worse, for instance, not just inadvertent cross-contamination. If somebody wanted to touch something on that bag, on those cups, and then touch the vehicle, they could easily do that with that juxtaposition of the open blood next to the back of the
What I was
rear
going
of
to
the car.
say,
Objection. Sustained.
because before it froze, when I realized it was frozen, I was going to say this. Thank you, Mary, for your super sticker. And then I was like, why isn't it working? Why am I not on screen? Where is it all gone? And it said I had no internet connection. God damn it. But we did it. So, yay. Thank you so much.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Lieutenant, if somebody was so inclined, that situation could provide an opportunity for evidence tampering, couldn't it?
Objection. Sustained.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Laura. What the fuck, Laura? Home Alone face.
Mr. Lally?
Just briefly, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thanks, Kathy. I was proud of myself. I didn't freak the fuck out. Okay, wait. And then we missed that end bit. We missed the mic drop.
If somebody was so inclined, that of the open blood next to the back of the rear of the car to touch something, and in fact, could even be.
I'm sorry. What's he doing sitting there with his hand on the edge of the witness box? I wasn't concentrating. Hang on. Why is he sitting like that? Oh, because he's looking at the TV screen. Okay.
Next to the right rear portion of the SUV is a recipe for cross-contamination.
You want me to speak to, if I could speak to this incident?
Hey, chat. What about, where's all my Wendy Adelson crew at? When they're doing the hand things, what are they doing? Lying. Say it with me. Lying.
It alone?
That's a yes or no question. Do you think that's
it's not yes or no, but for your purposes, I would say yes.
and in fact,
lie.
Could even be worse, for instance, not just inadvertent
Use
cross-contamination.
turtling, Amber.
If somebody wanted to touch something on that
Fucking
bag,
hell, Chris,
on
for
those
your
cups,
husband.
and then touch the vehicle, they could easily do that with that juxtaposition of the open blood next to the back of the rear of the car.
Objection. Sustained.
Lieutenant, if somebody was so inclined, that situation could provide an opportunity for evidence tampering, couldn't it?
Joanna.
Sustained.
Actually. Hi, Joanna.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
You may.
I have nothing further.
Joanna.
Mr.
Trying to
Lally?
escape. Like,
Just
yes,
briefly, Your Honor.
right. Yes. That, you know, when they have, when they do the body languagey stuff as well, and in interrogation rooms, and you'll see when things are getting close to the wire, when they're coming down to, you know, when they're really cornering the suspect, and the suspect will often position their body and their feet like all the way to the door, yeah, like, and their feet will be pointing to the door, legs out a little bit, ready to go. He looked a lot like he was ready to go, didn't he? Yikes! It's a very pretty name. Hi, Joanna. I'm Lisa. Yay, I love knowing people. Yes. I told him he was getting blamed for it all. He pretty much said, okay. He isn't really bothered by anything. I like your husband. Can I have whatever he's having, please, Crystal? Oh, and I saw it before. I meant to say, hi, Kimbers. You came in just after we were fucking offline. Where is it? I can't see you now. But hi, Kimbers. And then Lisa for the win. Love your face. No. Trying to escape. Where did I see it? Donkeys is here too. Hey, Donkey Noggin. Good to see you. Yeah, we just got, my internet just booted us for a second there. Fucking, it's Crystal's husband's fault and he's fine with that. You've got a good man. Hand signals, trying to convince their brain of the lie, in my opinion. Yep. This is, Kerry Roberts did it. Coco did it. Jen McCabe did it. So many of them when they're lying. So many. It's a great name. I love it. Crystal, lol. My ex-husband is Italian. Agreed. Oh, it's icy cold. What's your temperature there, Kimbers? Amber's just got down to 0 about in the last hour. Yeesh. Meanwhile, here in Melbourne, we've got day 2 of probably what's going to be a 5-day heat wave. So, ugh. Okay, Lally, we're going speeding up. More. Hot mic. Let's see if he does that mouth thing anymore. Fucking Gallagher.
In this specific case, we did not want to go on any investigative interviews because one of our best investigators, his name is Kevin Albert. He's the property owner's brother. And we didn't think it would be
one of our best
appropriate
investigators.
Interviews because one of our best investigators, his name is Kevin Albert. He's the property owner's brother. And we didn't think it would be appropriate if we were on those interviews questioning his family members.
Yikes.
Now, with regard to death investigations, specifically unattended death investigations, what, if any, role does your department typically have when it comes to those? What, if any, jurisdiction does your department have versus the state police?
The state police takes jurisdiction. They run the investigation. We assist them in any way we can. We try to help out.
Donkeys, no. What are you doing? Like literally the first time ever? Geesh. Yikes. That's a choice. Right now, that's a choice. Interested to hear what you think about things and shit and stuff. 1 degree Fahrenheit here. Yikes. Yikes is right. Simi, if Kevin Albert is their best, God save the Commonwealth. Jeez Louise. What, if any, Lally? Here we are. It is the Wild West. It's you can curate your Twitter feed to and the people that you hear from with the mute button, the block button, and the follow button. Yeah, well, thoughts and prayers, Donkey's Noggin. Yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor because it's like the fucking Hunger Games over there.
Now, sir, you were asked some questions in regard to what you indicated that
that's a beautiful mild day.
The drinking glass located in the area where Mr. O'Keefe's body was, that it didn't come from the house. Why is that?
Hi,
Lulu. I believe we didn't think it came from the house at that time because they were out at the Waterfall Bar and Grill the night before. And the initial statements from Detective Sergeant Lank and Sergeant Good obtained, nobody put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found, and that included his girlfriend.
Now, if I could take a step back just to the state police jurisdiction over unattended deaths, what, if any, assets the state police have as far as investigative assets?
Laura's back.
Yes.
They have far superior tools to investigate. They have direct access to the crime lab. They have a CARS team that can do accident reconstruction.
Now, with regard to
Mike, good to see you.
With regard to the criminal list and
welcome back.
your attention to February 1st of 2022 when you're in the Sally Court. You mentioned that Officer Wanless came in with a toolkit to assist in removing a taillight.
You should.
That's correct.
Red medal.
Is your understanding essentially he just removed a clip from the back of the taillight in order to take it out of the vehicle?
I believe you can see our video just pops into the criminal stands.
And as far as your review of that video, your observations that day, there was nothing about the taillight that was broken during that removal process, correct?
Correct.
I'll protect your Donkey's Noggin.
As
they come for me, don't worry.
Cross-contamination, you asked about, you indicated it was not a yes or no answer, but what, if anything else, would you have that?
What counsel was depicting was the transfer of custody over to the state police. So the criminologist was handling it at that time. The photographer was photoing it. The criminologist was transferring the blood into their plastic containers. And that's why I'm sure it was being handled by a criminologist. It wasn't going to be any cross-contamination.
So that was a scenario that you were describing earlier in your direct examination, as far as you're turning those items physically over to the criminal list on February 1st in the South Florida area.
And they are converting them to their plastic containers, yes.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Okay.
Very briefly, you said that no one but John O'Keefe, none of the witnesses put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found. That's what you just said, correct?
That's correct.
So your investigative technique is just to ask a witness, how'd that dead body get there? And if they say, I have no idea, your job's just done, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
Sustained.
If a witness says, we found him here, you just take the witness at their word?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that, sir.
No, of course not.
You might want to investigate a little further, right?
Absolutely.
And ask them questions.
That is correct.
Get search warrants.
That's
Look
when
in
there's
the
probable
house.
cause, we do. Absolutely.
None of that was done here, though.
No
Wait,
probable cause.
I wasn't paying
Thanks, that's all I
attention.
You are all
Standard.
set, Lieutenant.
Fuck. Wait, you're all set, Lieutenant, but it was on 600 million. It was on 69x speed and wasn't paying attention because me. But let me go speed to normal because Alan Jackson. And let's do this. Press play.
That's correct.
And is it your understanding, essentially, he just removed a clip from the back of the taillight in order to take it out of the vehicle?
I believe you can see our video just pops into the criminalist's hands.
And as far as your review of that video or your observations that day, there was nothing about the taillight that was broken during that removal process, correct?
Correct.
Now, as far as cross-contamination, you were asked about, you indicated there's not a yes or no answer. What if anything else,
They really are, Mary.
would you have to add?
What counsel was depicting was the transfer of
Oh my
custody
God, this is normal
over to the
speed
state
chat.
police. So
Yikes.
the criminologist was handling it at that time. The photographer was photoing it. The criminologist was transferring the blood into their plastic containers.
This is how he
And
talks
that's
normally.
why I'm sure it was being handled by a criminologist. There wasn't going to be any
He
cross-contamination.
can't say criminologist, but
I
I
wasn't
can't say
concerned about
narcissist. So
cross-contamination.
no judgment.
So that was a scenario that you were describing earlier in your direct examination, as far as
Hang in there,
you're
Crystal.
turning those
This is it.
items physically
Hello,
over
Ali.
to the criminal list on
We're almost
February
done,
1st
full
in the
stop.
Sally Port area.
And they convert.
But John O'Keefe,
Motherfucker.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Here we go.
Okay.
very briefly, you said that no one but John O'Keefe, none of the witnesses put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found. That's what you just said, correct?
That's correct.
So your investigative technique is just to ask a witness, how'd that dead body get there? And if they say, I have no idea, your job's just done, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
If a witness says,
Normal
we
speed.
found him here, you just take the witness at their word?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that, sir.
No, of course not.
You might want to investigate a little further, right?
Absolutely.
Chat, we literally never, ever watch anything at normal speed, even if it's 1.1 or 1.15. This is wild.
And
Correct.
ask them questions.
That is correct.
Get search warrants.
That's
Look
when
in the
there's
house.
probable cause, we do. Absolutely.
None of that was done here, though.
No probable cause.
Thanks. That's all I
Oof.
have.
Wow. Again, wow. We're done.
I have no idea. Your job's just
To the state police. So the criminologist was handling it at that time. The photographer was photoing it. The
Photoing it.
criminologist was transferring the blood into their
Photoing
plastic
it.
containers.
Look at him.
And that's why
Looking at the jury.
I'm sure it was being handled by a criminologist. There wasn't going to be any cross-contamination. I wasn't concerned about cross-contamination.
So that was a
Should've been.
scenario that you were describing
God,
earlier in your direct examination, as far as you're turning those items physically over to the criminal
Yep.
list on February 1st
Yep.
in the South.
That was it.
And they are converting them to their plastic containers, yes.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
very briefly. You said
Very.
that no one but John O'Keefe, none of the witnesses put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found. That's what you just said, correct?
That's correct.
So your investigative technique is just to ask a witness, how'd that dead body get there? And if they say, I have no idea, your job's just done, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
Jackson.
If a witness says, we found him here, you just take the witness at their word?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that, sir.
You really can, sir.
No, of course not.
You might want to investigate a little further, right?
Absolutely.
And ask them questions.
That is
Absolutely.
correct.
Get search
Yep.
warrants.
That's
Look
when
in the
there's probable
house.
cause, we do. Absolutely.
Probable cause.
None of that was done here, though.
Sniff.
No probable cause.
Thanks. That's all I have.
Wow,
You
thanks.
are all set, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
You are all set, Lieutenant. All right, Mr. Lally, your next witness,
Who
please.
is your next witness, Mr. Lally?
Mr.
Your Honor,
Lally.
the Commonwealth will call Sergeant Sean Good to the stand.
Okay, and while the sergeant
I wonder how long good goes for. Good, bad, good. We'll save good for another time. We'll save good for another time. Yikes. Chat. Oh, look at that face. Also punchable. Stop sharing. Hey, chat. We made it. Yes. What did we notice? Well, we noticed a lot of stuff, didn't we? We noticed the body language changes, the facial expressions changes between direct and cross. Wild. Another idiot, right? Donkey's Noggin says, sorry, I was eating. I had a long day helping my idiot neighbor unfuck his car he tried fixing. I won't say shit, I just got nosy. And I think that I was making a mistake jumping in X. Yes. Yes. It's not a great place. It can be an okay place. The tide is turning. The tide is turning. The truth will prevail, right? Nope, you can go. We're done here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for coming. Make sure everyone says Shorty sent you. If you're going to go to Turtle Boy, say Shorty Raid. Shorty sent you. All of the above. Thank you for being here. It's good to go over all of this. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to my beautiful friends and folks, for Joey, for many gifted memberships. Joseph, thank you so much.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
And also to Michelle for gifting out some, Mike, Midnight Mike as well. And of course, super chats and super stickers. Thank you so much. Chat, we made it. That's it for Camp Shorty until next Friday night. It flies so fast, doesn't it? Fly so quickly. No Turtle Boy tonight. It's tomorrow night. What are we going to do now then? Don't go on X. No probable cause. What? So him being invited to that house, and at least one person says he walked in there, no probable cause. My ass. Well, police are like vampires. You have to be invited in, and you don't need any warrant if you're invited in. But unless you're invited in, you cannot enter without a warrant. That's how that goes. Love you too, Mary. And now that song is stuck in my head. Lol. What about this one then? Hang on, I got another one for you.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
The photographer was photoing. Where did these guys learn to speak English? Learn English. Right. Oh, it is tomorrow night. My bad. Well, I didn't know that. Wait, what's tomorrow night? Turtle Boy, Aiden. Next time a dead body is on my lawn, I'ma say no probable cause. Yep. Like a vampire. True. Facts. They were invited in though. Lol. Yes, lol. So they can come on in. Thank you, Lisa. I'll miss you this week. I miss you all so much through the week. I did. And then I was like, oh my God, how do I do this whole streaming thing? Like, I can't even do it when I do it every day. And we did it though. We managed. We even got booted and came back. And I didn't swipe myself. My internet just decided to fuck me in the ass. No lube. Lol. Thank you, Shorties, boss, mods. You're the best. No, you all are the best. I love your faces. Joey, hope Ginger feels better. Thank you to my beautiful mod squad. Best mods, chat is Bay. Thank you all for your loving support. We are turning the tide. Let them for now. Taryn, always great to be here. Thank you, Janine. Why am no probable cause? I close my door. Actually, I don't even open it. Nope. Have a great week, Miss Shorty. Thank you so much. Week 2 of the rest of my life. Peasant work shit. We've got this. I've got some stuff to do though now. So thank you for the company. 3 hours just flies by with you all. I can never quite I'm always surprised. Time blindness is a thing, but 3 hours, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Yes. Going to watch the tennis now? Lovely. Joanna? Yes. Love ya. Guts, people. I'm off to the tennis too, on the TV too. Nice, nice, nice. Piney, thank you. Always an education. Yes, all the things. What did we learn about? We learned about a burn. Berm. I'm going to have a wine. It's 1:15. Yikes. Yes. Mwah. Thank you so much, chat. I love your faces. Check out my music. If you want to watch any more of these We Need to Talks, there are like 25 of them in the playlist. If you have missed them, go and check. Who knows? There's so many. So many. And I will see you all next time. You all have a great week. Enjoy your rest of your Saturday evening. Tennis is no code. Spice Girls could be a code. Apparently. No code. It's just the Australian Open, man. It has been fun. Yes. Okay, we're going to go with this song. If you go to, there's no Turtle Boy. Still say Shorty sent you. Lol. Dab it. Love your faces, everyone.
It's on this Shorty New Year. Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because Shorty Camp Leader is a fucking delight. It's on this Shorty New Year. Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and scream. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this Shorty New Year. Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Let your caps be free. It's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. It's a lit Shorty New Year. A Shorty New Year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine